Wanna get it crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here, everybody round, everybody round here, know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round. Wanna get it crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here, everybody round, everybody round here, know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round.
Coming off the bench now.
again. I'm bossing up before they count to 10. We back again. We back again. Tell your mother, brother, sister, and your friends.
So hard to see the light when the weight of the world is mine. But no, I will not resign. And I'm fighting so hard to see the light when the weight of the world is mine. But no, I'm gonna win. I will not resign. Sticks and stones, fighting my bones. As long as I am breathing, yeah, I will stand tall.
Hello and welcome back to VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series. This is FSL Open 1 playoff stage. Back with me, of course, Sleepy, and of course, my dear hungry friend, Ziora. What's up?
Hello there, Sleepy. I'm pretty sure you feel sleepy as well. But for this day 2 of our Stage 1 Open 1 for the Valorant Game Changers, you are going to really be knocked off your seats because today we are going to check out like very interesting teams today. If I'm not mistaken, from the schedule you guys have seen during the waiting time, it's Hero Zero KDA versus FUMA Gaming. So I'm pretty excited to see that first match of the night. But before anything else, of course, we just want to, give you guys a little bit of a flow of how things are going to go. So we'll check out really quickly how the FSL circuit is going to happen. So let's check it out in a bit. And of course, a lot of, prizes in store as well as we get a bit of a rundown of the prize pool.
Yes, I mean, I'm excited for today. Look at that. The schedule for today. There is going to be an elimination happening tonight, Azea. One of the teams that we're going to be looking at later on, either Hero Zero KDA or FUMA Gaming. One of them will have to sit out Open 1 if they lose today. So for sure, they don't want to do that. They don't want to experience the first ever loss in the Open 1 playoffs. So I would think that they'd have some things to figure out yesterday, after their respective losses. They would have gone back to review any of their matches, figure out what went wrong, what was right, and what they could have done better, and put those work into today's matches. And of course, later on, my goodness, it's probably like an early finals kind of feel with SMG facing up against Alter Ego Celeste. So yeah, I think we should be ready for tonight. I'm ready. Zaya's pretty ready, and hopefully you guys at home watching this are also ready. So get your snacks ready. Don't feel hungry watching these games, just like Zaya will be later.
I feel called out.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Just go and get your snacks ready. Get prepared for tonight's matches because they will be interesting and amazing. And of course, I've missed watching some of these players play as well. Like from yesterday's matches, Kohaibi, I can't wait to see her play again. And of course, this time around, it's going to be against another team that's also, a pretty highly rated in terms of power, Alter Ego Celeste. So I think it's going to be an even tighter match. It's not going to be as easy as yesterday, but I think Kohaibi's got what it takes.
What it takes, exactly.
Yeah.
But of course, really knowing Alter Ego Celeste, the reigning queens, the reigning champions from last year's FSL, of course, with a little bit of a shakeup with the absence of Tarathiel, their IGL from last year, and if I'm not mistaken, they still don't have, that very solidified coach, but which I'm about to check in a bit. But with that kind of shakeup, things can still change. But the
Yes.
fact that they were still consistent as a team despite the absence of Tarathiel, it's basically a proof that they were able to try to build the foundation that they were
Yeah.
able to create the past year. So let's see if it will reflect to that, because the fact that they were able to, pass along the group stages from their respective group, and now we're heading on to the playoffs, it's something that we really have to look out for, Sleepy.
Yes, of course. I mean, yeah, Alter Ego Celeste, they kind of struggled a little bit. They did lose a map yesterday against FUMA Gaming, who we'll be watching later on today. But I think they've got what it takes to recover from that. And also another challenge for them is that they've just added one player who's kind of new, who's never really been seen in the Game Changer circuit. Speaking of which, this is where we are at. We are at stage 1, right? VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Opens. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 opens all the way until June. Stage 2, we'll be looking at the open overtime, where teams will fight it out again for another chance. And of course, there is a last chance on stage 3. And finally, every winner, every team that deserves to be on Elite will be fighting it out in the month of October 2022.
Of course, this is going to be a long journey, and I'm excited to see how our teams are going to, really have that character development in towards their stories. So right now, of course, everything from Open 1 to the other parts of our tournament, they won't go empty-handed. But right now, for the stage 1, we will be dividing the whopping 5,000 USD accordingly to their placements. So of course, 7th to 8th, they have 150 US dollars, 56 300. Fourth will be receiving 600 USD, third 800, second 1,200 USD, and of course for the first placer, you're gonna get those wallets up and coming for 1,500 USD respectively.
Ooh, I mean, that's some money. I would love to have my hands on those, but no, that's not for us casters. Those are for the players to grab. And so now let's look at this next slide. These are the teams, I believe, that's been playing in the group stages from Open 1. There's Group A, B, C, and D, and of course there's a ton of teams, and there's only 8 of them that made it all the way through to the playoffs. And this is just a testament into how competitive it's become for the Game Changer series, and how many more teams and players have decided to try and give this a hand. And this gives me some hope that this is a healthy scene, because more and more players are excited to compete. More and more talents are going to come up from nowhere and show us what they got. And let's look at the teams that did qualify. These are the teams that made it because they proved that they were the best and they deserve the slot to play in the playoffs. Who are these teams there?
Of course, we have Alter Ego Celeste, our reigning queens. We do have Quintuplet, Team SMG, and X10 Crit, who was before formerly known as the Mad Army, who was able to sweep away one round from Alter Ego Celeste last year. On the other half, we do have FUMA Gaming, which we'll be seeing later. Shamai and Friends Meraki, this is a PH team renamed. Hero Zero KDA, very one of the newest ones we've seen. New faces, which also gave exemplary performances during Shatteraise's chamber. And finally, we do have the Capital Arise. They renamed themselves before they were TC Arise, and now they're the Capital Arise. You see,
Yeah.
really wanna assert that dominance. The capital, indeed. But of course, with that being said, Sleepy, you are right. They were the ones who bested out the teams that they were able to compete during the respective groups. And of course, as you guys can see, this is day 2 of our playoffs. From day 1, we do see here the results. X10 Crit was able to get that whopping 2-0 in against Arise, and now Arise is now in towards our lower bracket, their last line as well in towards their tournament journey. So they have to really do their best as well to make it through that bracket. Of course, on the second match, they do have Quintuplets and Shomai and Friends, which they were able to get that 2-1. It was a three map game, and will be fighting against X and Crit on the next later parts of our tournament. For today, we will be witnessing SMG versus HZE, and of course, Alter Ego Celeste and FG. Oh, actually, Hero Zero
That was
KDA.
yesterday.
That was yesterday. So HZE
Yes.
versus FUMA Gaming today, one lower bracket and one upper bracket
Yeah.
respectively. So pretty excited to see because you did mention earlier it's a sort of a finals feels because of
Hmm?
SMG and Alter Ego Celeste. So I'm looking forward to that, but that's our second match of the day.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to see who gets to stay in the
Mm.
tournament journey between Hero Zero KDA and FUMA Gaming.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting parts of this format, right? This is your second chance as a team. If you lost in the upper bracket, then now you get a second chance to redeem yourselves. And I guess this gives hope to players who maybe underperformed a little bit in the first day, and maybe they can just come back stronger. And they must have talked about some of the things that went wrong last night, and probably worked out some fixes, especially from the teams that we've seen and casted yesterday. That is Hero Zero KDA. We saw how Shutteray's she was amazing on the chamber, but unfortunately, in the next map, I think she was kind of doing okay, but wasn't really popping off. So maybe it was a question of which agent should we be giving her this time around, right? And also, of course, the other players, they were also a bit of a, I guess, kind of struggling a little bit, right? I'm not sure if that was because of the agent composition or was it just an off day for them. And this is like their chance to prove to us that, yeah, it was just a bad day. We are going to show you how we actually play, and I hope that we'll see some of those today between Hero Zero KDA and Fuma Gaming ladies.
Definitely, and we're just waiting for
Hmm.
the players to really up and come, and of
Yeah.
course the map selection as well, because this will also help us determine the strengths and
Mm.
capabilities of each team. So we did see yesterday that the likes of Hero Zero KDA chose Ascent against
Yeah.
Extencrit, if I'm not mistaken. Was it
I think it was
Extencrit?
the other
No,
team.
oh, the other SMG.
SMG,
Yeah, there you
yes.
go. So they were able to choose Ascent. We did mention this over and over again that
Mm.
Ascent is the map of everyone and anyone. But of course,
Yep.
unfortunately, SMG was able to really push through and made it more of a one-sided play. And hence the
Yeah.
reason why right now they are at the lower brackets. But however, maybe they have this opportunity now to study on what went wrong, as you mentioned, or what are
Mhm.
the areas that they needed to improve during that time. So maybe for this lower bracket series, especially, their tournament journey is on the line here, Sleepy. So
Yeah.
I guess the hunger to actually push this through, or prolong the lifespan is clearly there. So they have all the more reasons to try that driving
Yeah.
motivation to do it for their team.
Are you sure you want to mention the word hunger right now,
No,
Zaya? Because
no, no.
this is just the start. If you're already mentioning hunger, I'm afraid what we're gonna be listening to when we get into mid game. So, yeah, hopefully you're not hungry.
Not yet,
I
at
assume you
least.
have eaten. Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
have. It's
Okay.
it's
So
it's just me, getting those little itsy bitsy snacks. Well, I mean,
okay.
of
Okay.
course,
Okay.
especially for the viewers out there, who wouldn't
Yeah.
want to watch this amazing
That's
game
true.
of Valorant with a little bit of
That's
a
true.
snacks, right? I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that while we cast, so we're gonna have to sneak in some of those in between breaks. So, yeah, I would love to see some more agents played. Yesterday, we did see Icebox and Skyleys was on the stage, and again, I wanted to highlight Skyleys because a few times I was watching her stream. I think some of the things that made me think that she was one of the stronger players in Indonesia was because she played the duelist agent, and so she was given the room to just play with her kit and just, I guess, perform things that only duelists can do. And now she's given that support role as a sage and as a KO yesterday. And I thought that, I guess, yeah, we did see some good flash drives, some flash and peaks from Skyleys, and maybe we can see more of those today. But if not, then I guess we can hope to see her play on the duelist, and then we'll see her just, pull off a muffin, where she can just dash in, shoot one hit, 180s, hit two more heads, and just, I guess, destroy the enemy team. But if not, then we'll see. But for now, we are going to get into the map selection, guys. Finally, we are going to find out what maps have been chosen by both teams. And Ascent, once again, will be played, but this time around, it is actually selected by Fuma Gaming and Icebox. will be picked up by Hero Zero KDA, and the decider, of course, will be Bind.
This is a very interesting selection of maps. They didn't go for for the likes of Haven. They
Yeah.
didn't go for the likes of Breeze or any recent maps like Fracture, or even Split. So, Ascent. This is interesting too because we did mention yesterday that Hero Zero KDA were the ones who selected this map. Unfortunately, lost though to SMG. But right now, this is selected by FUMA. So can Hero Zero KDA, finally capitalize on the mastery that they have in towards this map, or does Fuma Gaming also have this certain amount of knowledge into on how one plays Ascent? For the Icebox though, this is also interesting because usually on game number 1, it's always it's mostly Icebox. That's first, and then only to be followed by Ascent.
Yeah.
But right now, this is game number 2, so anything can happen here at this point, Sleepy. So what do you?
Yeah.
We're not going to mention who, at least, just so we don't jinx it. But at least the score line, Sleepy. The score line.
All right.
What do you think?
Interesting. Ascent again will be a close match. I was hoping for a closer match yesterday because I thought, hey, Ascent, who cannot play Ascent? But I guess Gohaibi and K for Deity just decided to just destroy all the sides they went into as attackers. So it wasn't as close as I hoped it was going to be. So maybe it's going to be a closer match today. So I'm going to guess a scoreline that is along 13-10 or 13-11 even. And maybe on Icebox, since it's picked by Hero Zero KDA. We saw them play yesterday on Icebox. And so I guess they got some experience since yesterday's matches, and they've got some lessons to bring into today's match. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be even not going to be as close. Should be an easier win for Hero Zero KDA if they learned from what they've experienced yesterday. So let's see, maybe 13-6 or 13-7 is going to be on map 2. Yeah.
I see, I agree. But at least for me, on towards the first game in Ascent, one of them may be getting the scoreline of 9-13, I guess.
Wow.
Or 8-13.
You do want to see the 9-3, huh? You've been mentioning 9-3 since the start of yesterday's series.
And it's just a gut feeling at this point.
Okay.
It's just a gut feeling. But
All right.
for game 2 for Icebox, I do agree because since Heroes Arcade was able to at least get some amount of information on how to deny or control a site, since SMG they kind of really played that on a different level as well, or in a different perspective. So maybe learning from that can have some new insights for Heroes of KDA. But still, in terms of scoreline, I think, however, it may be closer.
Okay.
I think 11-13. That's a little bit of a switch for your prediction
Okay,
as well.
I see.
But of course,
Yeah.
everything is gonna be on paper. It's gonna depend on the teams as well, whether they like.
I see what we're
one-sided.
doing here, Zaya. What we're doing is we're taking opposite sides, saying map 1 is going to be close for me, and then you're saying Icebox is going to be closer. I said it was going to be a little bit stretched, and then this way there's not going to be a jinx. This way everything is balanced, so the teams will be just
it's
taking
gonna be
results
up
because
today. Yeah,
it's gonna be up to them.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just here as the observers, and we're just here to give you the commentary and the story of the matches, but they will be the writers. So
Exactly.
yeah, I like this strategy, Zaya. Thank you for deploying this strat.
I
So,
finally
good.
know how to negate the curse.
Yeah, this is good. We learn every day, so I love this. So we still need some time. We still need some time for the players to get ready, guys. But of course, as soon as they are, we are going to get into the agent selection part of the game. And as you know, this is also one of the most important parts of the series. Just by picking one wrong agent, I think we'll have like a massive impact on how you can play the game. Ascent, yes, it is the map for everyone, but as you've seen yesterday, we did see no KO on SMG, but they still made it work. There is a KO on Hero Zero KDA, but it still didn't work. So what are they going to bring into the second Ascent in the playoff stage for FSL Open 1? So let's take a look. Is KO still there?
Yes.
It is still there,
To
and
be fair-
Skyleys will be back on it.
Exactly. To be fair, though, this is the the actual lineup that they had yesterday against SMG with the order as well. Chateraise with the Killjoy, Aira for the Astra, Neforia with the Sova, Sky Elise for the KO, the ones that you have highlighted as well earlier, and Nemo is cute with the Jet. Nemo is cute is I think one of the underrated Jets as well
Oh
because
yeah,
she kind of
definitely.
knows her headshots well. She knows how to place her crosshairs. And if you notice the stats from yesterday's match, the headshot percentage of Hero Zero KDA is a bit higher in comparison with SMG from before. So that alone is remarkable. So we're going to see a similar lineup from Hero Zero KDA. Meanwhile, for FUMA, I am Kimi will be having the Killjoy, Meitsu with the Reina, Kami with the Jet. So they may have a double duelist lineup here. So maybe Iceling for the likes of Astra once again, maybe
Yeah.
as for a smoker, or maybe they do have
Choose your
something in
agent.
mind. But I think for me that is going to be the viable one, at least for their team, because they need the smoker. Jet's
Oh, yeah, they
Cloudbursts are
do.
not enough to just to just have it covered.
Oh,
No, but
man.
it's actually Omen.
Omen.
This is interesting.
Okay.
It's been a while since I last seen an Omen and on Ascent. Because usually if it's on Ascent, it's either the likes of Astra to be paired with Killjoy or sometimes Brim in Ascent as well because of that extra smoke that he can utilize and the extra steam beacon for that attack rate as well, and the molly for post-plant situations. So right now everything is lock and loaded. It's quite a similar of a mirror match. The only difference is the Omen and the KO respectively. So with that being said, Sleepy, I'm quite excited to see how our teams are going to play this through because the only controller for the likes of Hero Zero is the Astra. So she does have her stars to work with here, and we did see some amount of highlights from Hero Zero on how they were able to synergize both Killjoy and Astra. So let's see if that reflects here for today's match.
Yeah, definitely. So exciting things coming, I guess. Reina and Jet once again picked up at the opponent team, which is FUMA. And I want to highlight Kimi because I saw some stats, right, from the previous match. And Kimi was always the consistent one playing against the Alter Ego Celeste team. And I think she might be one of the players that we will have to pay our attention to. And here we are in the first match of the day between Hero Zero KDA against FUMA Gaming. Killjoys are in the map. Chateraise, we know how well she plays as Sentinel. I was hoping that we can see Chamber again because, yeah, Chamber and Chateraise now have just been molded for me. The way she played her Operator and Tour de Force. It was amazing how she played them. And unfortunately, in this map, there are Jets, so the Jets are going to have Operator priority. So I don't think we're going to see Chateraise opping that much today. But hey, regardless, they will be in the game right now. 3 seconds, and we will be kicking off round number 1. And I see some mid presence right now. Tamu following up that recon. Oh, Nemo is good as spotted. What's going to happen?
A whip, but Nemo still gets one before being traded by Meitsu towards Mark. A little bit of a whiff right there, but of course the man he gets that drop. And actually, no, it wasn't a whiff. More like Meitsu kind of had like an off angle there and not really spotting out Neforia. There you go. I was only looking at the word nap, and I'm like,
Nap.
I can't. You know,
That's
can't.
me. That's
Yeah,
me. I'm sleepy.
yes.
I need a nap.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, they were able to power by a 2v4, and the Chateraise was able to take Kimi down with a classic. And there's going to be a reposition happening. Chateraise with this sliver of health here. Only 1 HP, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she got 2 HP, yeah.
Oh, 2
All right,
rather.
so
Found them.
2 HP.
Revealing
Right, so,
area.
oh, that's a good recon, but a counter recon to spot out Neforia.
enemy
Neforia is ready, though, with the up angle, so she's going to take
30
the first
seconds
one.
left.
And Aisling, of course, will try that away with Frenzy, but another off angle by Ayera this time will take that easy kill. And with that, a first round for Hero Zero KDA. I don't think they're strangers to winning pistols, but it's about how they win the bonus
Enemy
later
down.
on. And of course, the second round is not going to be that much of a big deal unless FUMA Gaming is here to show us some good stuff. But I expect Hero Zero to win the second round very easily.
Mm, exactly. So right now, this is going to be, I think, another round to say the least for Hero Zero, simply
Mm-hmm.
because they have better weaponry here, and there's not much to do. And Nemo is cute, beautiful opening here on the middle side on high mid, taking that Marshall kill to really have that disadvantage in manpower against Fuma Gaming. Fuma Gaming, however, try to knock the doors towards A main. Take a quick peek here. Not gonna see anyone from Jenny or Generator, as I would like to call it. Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we do see a lot of stars aligned here, which Aira can use for later. That's gonna be an alarm trigger. Nemo is cute for a beautiful peek right there to take down Hakan and not giving a chance for Fuma Gaming to react. So now they kind of have an idea. Okay, they might rotate towards high mid, and look at the position of Sky Elise in
Oh.
towards potential flank. Nemo is cute with the third quick peek from high mid, and
One
just
enemy
instantly
remaining.
gets the shot.
What?
Chaturays with a kill of her own inside smoke. Beautiful prediction. That frame alone is quite commendable for her. The game sense is real back there,
Yeah.
and only I am
30
Kimi
seconds
as the
left.
remaining member. And look at the flank, 3 members. She's
Oh my
gonna
God.
be quite sandwiched here. And right now, it's best of threat, but Aira seals the 4K, and it's gonna be a flawless round in the hands of 0-0 KDA.
Yeah, expected stuff. As we've mentioned, they don't have any trouble whatsoever. Like, look at Nemo. Just basically, she was in 3 different places this round, right? She was at mid. She got an opening kill. She repositioned towards A, got a kill there, and then repositioned again into A short and got another one. Almost getting a 4K too to close it off, but this is the real challenge. What can she do with this Marshall? Well, I think there's gonna be a fast B hit with this flash, and boom, there you go. But the suppression is gonna be out, and a follow-up flash. Is this flash gonna be good though? No! Maidsu denies the flash and gets a kill instead to open up inside. And now a slower tempo with the drone will allow Team Fuma Gaming to, I guess, take note of what's happening on the side, but somehow they're just not getting anything until Camus. Camus just pincered the hell out of Euphoria, and with that,
Spike planted.
decided to go for business.
Exactly. So the moment they have the rifles in towards their hands, the change, as you mentioned,
enemy
will really
remaining.
happen for Fuma Gaming right here. That's a quick peek, but Nemo's cute for the trade. Will be getting this Vandal for a bit of an added insurance, for at least in terms of fighting in this team. But in an off angle position, unfortunately, Kimi whips that out, and Nemo still gets the kill, but with a cost of only 3 HP remaining. Can she do this though? Because this is a 2 versus 1, and the crossfire is possible. So I guess she's just gonna go for some exit crabs in the process as well. So that's a quick peek, and Kami with the 3 ends the round.
Wow. Okay. That was one expensive round for Fuma. Like, I thought they were going to be able to save up at least 4 and guns, but I guess Nicholas knows the objective is clear without a real amount of HP to work with. She knows that, you know what, we'll just go for some exits. And unfortunately, she couldn't get any more. But I think 3 down is already good enough for Hero Zero KDA. Now, they have the greater guns, they have the better guns, and look at that, even an operator in the hands of Kumo. So I think she's feeling it. She's feeling the sniper rifle, and I guess they might be able to find an engagement right now, but unless this drone is destroyed, Nemo will not be peeking. Oh, she does peek! Oh, the right timing! Will get one, almost getting the second, now tanked down to 5 HP. She will have to get out, and unfortunately, the dash did not work. Aira on the other side of the map will also get another kill on A short, and now another man disadvantage situation. Oh, Sky Lee slipped towards outside B main. I don't think they expect this. No! Kimi does not check her corners, and with this, map control is absolute for Hero Zero, and I don't think there's any entries that will be happening for Team Fuma Gaming.
Exactly, and of course they're quite separated here, so the double peak capabilities may not happen, at least for the side of Fuma Gaming. So it's still too early to decide, but right now as I call it, Iceling just goes in towards the aid for Hakane because since they're already short on man advantage, might as well try to play
Enemy
these piece as
suppressed.
efficiently as possible. So
30
the
seconds
suppression
left.
is going to detect Hakane as well. So this could be an opportunity for them to double peek, but I'm not sure they're gonna expect this. But
Scanning ahead.
Iceling with a quick peek was able to get by Elise down, and now it's a 3 versus 2. But a bit of a tag here for Iceling, getting at least 25
seconds
HP
left.
away from her at least. But can this be another rotate? I don't think they have the time at this point,
No.
so maybe just saving the gun is the better play for
Yeah.
Fuma Gaming.
See, the unfortunate thing is there's a butterfly effect going on in this round, right? There was that round where Nemo just picked off players after players, so they had to save only 2 guns. And then I guess Camille was going for the orb to get her Bladestorm out, but the timing on the peak by Nemo was so perfect that Camille just died in the middle of A main. And I guess that was the effect of not having enough money. So, kids, please save up. Economy is important. Please, please, please take care of your financial situation. But hey, they will still be able to buy some things. I guess specters and light armors. Not ideal, but hey, you gotta work with what you have. So let's see if they can make this B main hit work. And I'm really worried for Skyleys right now, especially with that paranoia. But the counter flash almost good for 1, but no, Kimmy will be checking the counters now. She's learned her lesson, and with that, B-side is once again party of the. Oh wait, what?
Oh.
Nemo is outdraft Bladestorm kill. That is huge because at least it's now a 4v4, so it's very, very doable.
Indeed. So we do see Iceling planting the spike right now. That's been a beautiful combo. Was able to get one down. He went for the trade, but Camille will be having the counter Bladestorm as well for the team. Now it's a 2 versus 3 in favor of Fuma Gaming here. Camille will be, having a bit of a health to remain with, but this is post-plan situation. So they do have the luxury to wait. But right now, we are seeing Chaterays on the ring on the
enemy
corner.
remaining.
Whips it a bit, but Camille still gets the shot. And only Neforia as the remaining member of the pack. And Camille's doing a good job, just really holding on for the team. And I guess... Oh, but Iceling spots out Neforia in an off-angle position and gets their second point.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Skyleys. The paranoia was perfect. It was spot on. The timing was also great. Because if they delayed for just 1 second, I think the flash would have worked wonders for Skyleys. So, one thing I would love to see from Hero Zero, I guess, is a more bait and switch type of play. Where if Skyleys was playing in a very one and done position like that, at least have someone spot for B main.
Let's fly.
And so the attention of Fuma Gaming will be drawn towards that player instead of Skyleys herself. But hey, I guess they would have to take the lesson into this next round with this very fast A main control. And if they clear this A main, they will know that there is nothing going in towards A side, guys.
You
Go
should run.
focus up on retaking or maybe even defending B side. Because there's no one on the side. So this lockdown is actually kind of wasted, I would say. But they will be granted
Pulling them
access to B main. But with that pull and also the Nano Swarm, that is a delay. That is one hell of a defense by the Killjoy. But because there's no follow-up, B-side is once again taken by Fuma.
We'll be having a full-on retake for the side of
Spike
HPE
planted.
here. Maybe they thought that numbers do matter, and they don't want casualties on the early side of the round. So Maitsu will be dishing out a low amount of HP. That's a quick peek from Nemo is cute. Now let's spot out some ahead. We will be getting one beautiful spray transfer to the
remaining.
bird. Beautifully done right there. And the others, the cleanup crew, just annihilated the members of Fuma Gaming inside Boathouse. And we're able to bounce back just like that. And we are going to see some economic disparity later on right here, Sleepy.
Yeah, definitely. That was a beautiful round by Nemo. She wasn't just distracting the post planters, but she was also getting kills like that. Just shooting heads left and right and then dashing out to destroy the crosshair placement of the enemies and just letting her teammates clean up. This is perfect. That was a great retake by Hero Zero KDA. So, as you mentioned, economic disparity, not just seen yet because they are still able to buy Fuma Gaming. But of course, we'll still see some light armors and specters.
take
they've shown
flight.
us they can make it work, but of course, Hero Zero KDA won't just let it slip like that. And with this information taken from their side, they will be knowing that there's only one player towards A main, and with that control, again, the map is open for Hero Zero KDA, and there's limited options for FUMA, and again, I think the option is B, but immediately with that first contact towards mid, lockdown is popped, and once again, they are
Right
delayed.
here.
Mm-hmm. And this is actually a beautiful control coming in from Hero Zero KDA. And look, it just goes to show that FUMA Gaming is having a bit of a hard time really entering the sites here, because if they're not on disadvantage in manpower,
Mm.
it's just basically Hero Zero just winning the aim duels as well. So now it's a 4v5, and I think that suppress didn't detect anyone, to say the least, but the drone will detect it. Oh, but still wins it a bit, but Meitsu finally gets that kill,
30
but
seconds
no
left.
follow-up, because Hakane will take down Sky Elise, only for Aaron to get that double. Beautifully done on towards Garden, and now let's see how things are going to go.
One enemy
Most
remaining.
of the members are low in HP, but
Planted.
Nico's cute just went out of hell, and was really good at their demise.
remaining.
And nice done from Iron Kimi for a third, but Sky Elise to just finish her off with the help of the res coming in from her teammate. That was a good, you can say that the res was worth it. Because Iron Kimi was popping off with that 3K earlier, but that was a nice attempt from FUMA Gaming.
Yeah, it was great. I am Kimi. I thought it was already a disaster when the players from HCE started just keeping one by one like this. Started by Evo's Cute, and then Shatterize, and then finally Ayera also got taken down. And so that was not the cleanest round by Hero Zero KDA, but a win is a win. And this is where it's taking effect, right? The economic disparity you mentioned. Now they only have one vendor to work with, and a Spectre, and 3 Sheriffs. It was hard enough with proper weapons. Now it's going to be even harder to penetrate any site on the defending areas. And with this drone towards A short, once again, very early drone deployed by Noria, and this readiness to just, I guess, say hello. People saying hi on A short is really good for her, and Always good will get one towards mid. A trade is there, but once again, Euphoria is ready on A short. No one comes in A short, baby. This is my spot. You go find something else.
Yeah, exactly. It's as if that Hero Zero KDA has suddenly become an iron wall here in towards set. A very different gameplay that we witnessed from yesterday. It's as if they were able to, really learn their stuff right now. So they are able to spot out Kimmy here.
Spike down.
Done.
Defender spawn.
In smoke, unfortunately, Icefling wasn't able to see Euphoria in towards this corners. You did mention earlier, and I shall quote again, check your corners, my guys, because we've seen on multiple occasions in these highlights or in this replay that they have been getting, been taken down in towards, predictable corners such as these, especially when entering the smoke. So I like it how FUMA Gaming calls a timeout right now, because their Hero Zero KDA is already on their 6th point. Any more gaps, it's going to be a bit difficult for them to at least take it back. But I still don't want to neglect FUMA Gaming, because anything can still happen on the second half. But at the most viable objective that they have to do right now in towards their attacker side is that they should really get as much points as possible.
And that's the challenge, right? At least they have ultimates to work with. They have a lockdown. They do have 2 other ultimates, which I think aren't really that useful team-wise. A reposition skill by Aisling and an impress on Meitsu, who's only got 4 kills so far. I'm really hoping that they can support her more so that she can just pop off, get kills, dismiss away, and then re-enter the site. And Hakane will be able to pop off with the Hunter's Fury if she decides to get an orb somewhere. And it seems like A side is finally going to be the objective for FUMA Gaming, since I guess the start of the game they were just taking B again and again and again, and finally maybe A side is going to it's going to get some attention that it deserves. but unfortunately for them, a Killjoy and an Astra is set up very well towards this side. So this is not going to be as easy as it seems. So I don't think they are going to go unscathed while taking a side.
A bit of a question as to why Kimi had to put 2 swarm grenades in wine, but look at the Shatter Egg with the 3! Beautifully done, not even letting the other members get kills as Shatter Egg just completely shut them down at A. Oh, the only time that Fuma Gaming was, attempted to try and enter the site. So again, going back earlier, I did see 2 swarm grenades from Wine coming in from Iron Kimmy, which is quite. I mean, I understand the first
Questionable.
one. I understand the first one, right? Because
Yeah.
Nemo is cute was there earlier, for at least for insurance. But the second one, I don't think it was necessary because it could have been used for the post plant or somewhere thrown around heaven because that's where Chateraise was at. But right now, Recon Bolt was able to be denied, but at
30
least that's
seconds
also
left.
a signal that they are still at A side. Look at
Yeah.
how Nemo is cute and Sky Elise are positioned. They still have mid control, so if one of them peaks from high mid, they could be shut down.
Yeah, and that B control, again, this is like the 3rd round where
10
Fuma
seconds
Gaming is
left.
running out of time and they'll have to go for the save. So there's only so many rounds to play in a half. 12 to be exact if you don't know already. And if you save 3 rounds over 12, then it's 25% rounds lost just because you don't have time. So I don't know. I don't like how Fuma Gaming is committing and then just getting shut down and then not knowing what to do. So I would love to see more spread out approaches
Look
by
at that
Fuma
beautiful
Gaming.
usage.
I mean, the 2 nano swarms plus an alarm bot and the stars to pull them together, that was just perfect defense on A side. And I was like calling it right now, this is not going to be a fun time for
Exactly.
Fuma Gaming. And it was shut down very handily. And Chateraise, again, proving to us that she is one of the best sentinels playing right now. And another B main control. Like, I love how Heroes controls all these aspects. Dude, look at that. Nemo is cute getting 1. Will dodge the flash from her teammate, but that doesn't matter because the control is now taken again on B main. And now all the other players on Hero Zero KDA can just focus on mid, like what Neforia is doing right now. While Skylys will be taking care of B main. Might get timed here. Yes, she does. And Nemo is cute. Will try and cover for her, but it is a little bit too late. Luckily for Hero Zero KDA, of course, the crossfires are perfect. And once again, we find ourselves in a 2v3 for Fuma Gaming. But this time, though, A side might be available for the taking.
Might be available, but they
Calling my
still
bot.
need to play their cards right. The spike is on its way to A side, but we look again on the discipline of Hero Zero KDA. But now that the alarm bot has been triggered, now that they do know that they are in A side, they don't have the time to rotate anymore. If they do, they can still
You
pass
should
along
run.
the side of spawn, at least for the side of HZ. So right now, this is gonna be the lockdown. But the pull is
planted.
gonna deny the flash,
Oh,
and they're
no.
going for it despite the lockdown and beautiful cleanup coming in. And Nemo is Q was able to take Ian Kimmy down with just a shorty. So the amount of bravery that they were able to do, they're confident that they are able to take them down, even if the lockdown has this time taking for them to be detained, and that alone takes.
Yeah, I love how they were confident. They know they have the man advantage. 3v2, you know what? Let's just go in and trade each other. And it was great. It worked very well. No casualties. And once again, we're seeing very proactive plays by Hero Zero KDA with that B main control, taking an early kill, and then playing the man advantage. And the crossfires too, right? You saw towards mid when there was a first contact made by Neforia. Ayera was also there to just be ready to trade her teammate out. But yeah, this is just something Fuma Gaming will have to think about in the next 2 rounds. The last 2 rounds and a half. And again, look at this map control. Always getting an easy kill just by walking towards outside B main. And with that, an A side take will be initiated by Fuma Gaming. But the delay will be beautiful. Oh, very nice flick by Kimi. Good headshot. Paranoia also found the Chateraise, so she wasn't able to peek out of this very nicely placed dark cover, but now she'll find the timing. No way. She gets
Oh
one kill
my.
and boom. Oh no, Shutterace
enemy
not
remaining.
spotted. No communications by her teammates, and with that, once again, the retake was done beautifully by Hero Zero KDA, getting them the 9th round and a half. And I guess this is closer to what you wanted there. Maybe FUMA
Well,
Gaming can win this round and you'll have what you want.
maybe, but I'm not expecting, and I'm not gonna
Last
judge
round
anything. I
before
don't want to
switch.
jinx things because, as I
Okay.
said, anything can still happen from the
Spike
previous,
planted.
from the next half. But right now, look at this. Look at how
enemy
beautiful Chateraise was able to isolate the fights because of her being stealthy towards heaven. Notice how she patiently waited for that
Yeah.
smoke to just, at least give her a time to adjust. She used the smoke as sort of a barrier to conceal her location, which is great. And she was able to take down one, followed by another under her, taking the likes of Kamiyu down. And then after that, because Kami was too distracted for Nemo, by in the likes of Nemo, and then just patiently went towards Hell to find Iceling there to really end the round all about. And that amount of game sense coming in from Chateraise is just really really commendable for her. But again, this also wouldn't be possible if it weren't for as well as the utilities that came from her teammates as well. And Nemo is cute, being a great diversion play there, dishing out the blade storm and using the updraft just so that the other members of FUMA would be faltered or to be in shambles during that round. So you mentioned it earlier, there was a certain amount of disconnection that happened from FUMA Gaming during that post plant, which could have been a win for them because they were able to plant down the spike. So right now, 9-2. In terms of scoreline, this is going to require them a huge effort come the next half.
Oh, if they can't win this last round, it's going to be another 2-10. Another peek by Nemo. She's always getting all the kills with the operator. So effective. And now another flash, but pinch. The pinch happened very fast, and I guess it was kind of expected that she was going to die there, and
Spike down
Euphoria
B.
finding one player while in transit. And Nemo is cute, finally getting taken down, but the headshot on Kamiyu will render her useless if she decides to push. And so she's gonna have to play this post plan very well, and the timing is everything. And yes, she finds one, but traded away immediately. And
Oh,
this is gonna be a
no.
lockdown plus a cosmic divide. They can just wait this out. Hey, hey, little rats, come out! And with that, the premonition is true. And so, not 9-3, not 9-3. I'm sorry, I guess I might have jinxed it.
It's
But
fine. I told
it
you
was
not
a
gonna
good
expect
round.
anything,
I
and
know.
they have
Expect
demonstrated
nothing
it, right?
and you won't be disappointed, right?
Exactly, exactly. But as you mentioned earlier, this is a 10-2. So with that being said, there's gonna be a quite of a climb for FUMA Gaming to actually go for this next half. So they really have to, kind of finesse their performance here, because this is again their last shot before Hero Zero to close this out potentially, because they just need 3 rounds. Then they need 8 more to at least tie out the score. So if ever they do need that drive to get that momentum, it's now definitely the time, especially for this pistol, because we also highlight this as a caster, right? That pistol rounds are very much crucial. The first half, it was won by Hero Zero, but this is what interests me the most, Sleepy. The fact that FUMA were the ones who chose this map as well, right? So this should give them a bit of a knowledge on how they are going to take the site. Unfortunately, however, Hero Zero KDA kind of proved it to us and for them that they can as well, capitalize on their attacking side. Now that the tables have been switched, Aira was the one, to be taken down first. Maybe FUMA Gaming can, really take advantage of this manpower if it were played right. So right now we're seeing Nemo is cute. I'm trying to get a load of the corners here. Bit of a dash right there and spots out Ayin Kumi. She was able to dink her out at least with slightly an amount of health as well in the process. So they're walking towards me. This is, as you mentioned, they're very much proactive.
This is great. I mean, they're taking control like down by one short and then mid, but unfortunately at mid, the turret was so tough to kill, and Hakane made use of that fact. And just swung and right-click classic ahead. And now the recon is going to find out that there's one more player at least towards down mid. And Skylese, they don't have any more utilities. They will destroy the turret finally. And the awareness is good, but the crossfire almost worked for FUMA. Finally get taken down. And Kamiyu with 1 and 2 and maybe even the third. What?
10 seconds left.
This Neforia will still have
Does she
her
have
classic, but without even worrying about the time, Meitsu made it sure that FUMA Gaming will win the second pistol. And hey, at least they get a chance. 3-10. They will finally be able to, I guess, be on the driver's seat this time around, right? Not going to be waiting for Hero Zero to outplay them because of their guns. Now they have the upper hand in terms of economy and weaponry, and so they should be able to win the second round very handily.
Exactly. So for both sides of the team, they were able to win their pistol in the defensive side. So because, as you mentioned, when we were able to win this out, it's bound to happen that they do have better weaponry to work with here. But this is a very early Vandal from Meitsu, really wanting to get that bloodlust, up and coming. So here we do take a quick peek. Because of the smoke from Iceling, kind of delays the push, but Neforia positions herself towards wine, probably dishing out the drone for any information maybe later on. But right now we do see a bit of a jiggling here in towards the high mid from Skylese. Not gonna spot out anyone, but spots out the drone. So at least they have a vague idea that Hakane is, there as well. So liking the patience here, they're kind of delaying the push just to give a bit of a mind games to where Hero Zero really is. So here, it's a bit of a peek from Garden towards A main. I wonder how this will go because, I mean, we kind of expect that FUMA Gaming is going to win this, right? But there is still a possibility of a thrifty if, Hero Zero played this right.
And look at this Shettery. He's taking his position is so good. And they don't check her. Again, corners, man. Corners matter. And with that trade towards A side, they will be able to take down Meitsu. And that's the Vandal we talked about earlier. And now with 3 Spectres, what can FUMA Gaming do to do this retake against 4 players alive? Which one of them does have a Spectre recovered. And this is kind of a disconnect. One is still towards A short, and the 2 players on Heaven are already in fight. Will they be able to flank Ayera? Yes, and with this crossfire, Chaterays will be finally getting one. But unfortunately for them, the Spectres are indeed too much. Even if they're just Spectres, it's pistols against Spectres. So Spectres prevail. And with that, FUMA Gaming will be able to secure the 4th round for themselves, albeit a bit of a struggle in the beginning. But hey, they recovered it very nicely, so well done.
At the end of the day, it's still the round count that matters, even if it's quite flawless or chaotic in a sense. But in this replay earlier, Hakane was able to position herself in a very, a good area wherein she can isolate the fights despite the quick, the quick rotator, the quick flick of herself. So you gotta commend that mouse pad and mouse as well, for a good day's work for that. 10-4 this time around, not letting the members of Hero Zero take that 11 point just yet. They really want to, really climb this mountain that Hero Zero created. So right now they still have the Vandal play. Both of our teams have Vandals and rifles, but Kamiyu decides on a Spectre sale because I think this is a bonus for FUMA Gaming. So this should let's see if there's like a shakeup because they do have some amount of weapons for Hero Zero.
Short is kind of clear, I guess, with that utility, and with this null command, they are looking to split towards B very handily, and Shashere is getting a kill, almost to get a second one, but traded away by Hakane. Hakane also managed to get a second one, finally getting traded, but that was so expensive. I thought they were going to be able to enter the side with 4 people remaining, but 3, I guess, is plenty. And with this, spawning Skylese, that middle area towards the boathouse will be Neforia's playground. Getting even a second kill with that 180 flick, and now suddenly Aisling is left in a 1v3 retake. Unfortunately, again, we've spoken about man advantages like so many times. At this point, Hero Zero can just wait it out because now the positions are switched, right? They're the ones defending the post plant, and now they can just wait and wait and wait until Aisling makes a mistake, or maybe Neforia is not as patient, and that's her punishment for not being patient enough. Oh well, this is like a deja vu of that third round in the first half where she's just deciding to just take the exits, and also going to be taken down by Ayera. So kind of an expensive round, yes, but as you've said, a round win is a round win. It is 11-4.
Exactly. So unfortunately for Aisling, the timing from the paranoia didn't really reach Ayera in time, but that would have been a different story otherwise. So right now, really good, strats from Hero Zero KDA to, if you notice, it wasn't just Ayera who pushed, but also with Sky Elise. So at least if one of them is taken down, the trade is going to happen. So of course, some would think that okay, they could have just went to save for the post plant or something, but the fact that they were able to deny that rifle away from Aisling kind of gives like a contribution as well, because look at the economy right now from the side of FUMA. They have no choice but to either save or half buy, but personally I think saving would be great, because if ever Hero Zero does win this, at least they have rifles to battle out for the potential match point. So this is a very nice timeout from Hero Zero. At least this is more on them, at least to try and tone it down a bit, because from the previous round I kind of did see a bit of a slight aggression from Hero Zero, or a bit of a greediness per se, when they were quite separated. So at least try to tone things down a bit, since they are on the advantageous side for now.
And look at the map. Look at middle and how they're gonna try and take this mid lane control. And oh my goodness, Neforia, hello, behind you. There's something happening. He wasn't aware, and Amkini, she actually managed to take down Mo skewed, and I guess with that information towards mid, Neforia will be calling out to her teammates and saying that, hey, A is clear, just go take and do a good post plan for me. I got something. You guys can make it work, okay? And with this lockdown, immediately denied with the Hunter's Fury. That was a bit of a rush, I think. They could have waited, I think, because they were still getting into position, and with that, they will be able to take this retake and motion. But I don't know if they can make it work because there's no more dash. And FUMA Gaming, they separated still. But thankfully with that distraction move, the updraft, they will be able to take one down. But the flash was good, but Skylee's Chatteray's taking two. And Skylee's in the crossfire. FUMA made two though. They'll be able to take one down. There's a Molly. There's a fragment for her to deny this defuse, but Meisu doesn't care. She just goes and peek, but unfortunately for her, time is of the essence, and she did not have any. And there you go. Match point is secured for Hero Zero.
Match point.
FUMA Gaming gonna have to eco again, but there is an operator on Camille though, so maybe not all hope are lost.
One enemy remaining.
This is a very, again, Chatteray is just utilizing these boxes just so that he can have that angles, prepared for her, which is actually a good feat. So at least, this is a good thing for FUMA Gaming. They did save for that previous round just so that they can have better weaponry to really fight things off on this potential match point. So there are pros and cons to this. Okay, we do see Kami with the operator, but with the cost of only a half armor. So again, this is going to really be the deciding factor on how the aims are going well with her. Going back to earlier's fight, we did see a very nice attempt from FUMA Gaming to go and utilize mid, because it wasn't used as much by Hero Zero. They only basically did that because of them rotating, right? That was a very nice attempt, and they could have gotten Hero Zero off guard, but with the weapon difference as well, you have to take consideration of that. And as well as a bit of a tad late, it also cost them a site being vulnerable. So they also have to really take note of that as well here as they progress. But right now, Hero Zero is really, adding this pressure against FUMA Gaming, because they're already match point.
This is not a fun position to be in, I'll be honest. So 4-12 is a long, long journey to making a comeback. So I wouldn't give them too much hope, but there is still some. And if they can prove to us that they can make a comeback from 4-12, I think I will be personally congratulating them individually. But for now, though, I'm going to take a slow pace, 0-0. They know they have the advantage. We can take some time, just chill and read out. And oh, this dash though, I was not so sure that was a good idea. And turns out it was not at all. And this flash by Skyleaf, once again, the flash drives from this lady has been pretty amazing and bringing her team the advantage. And Chateraise is not going to be left behind with a kill of her own. And this timing from Kimmy, almost finding a kill from behind, but the door is now closed. The retake will now once again be forced towards FUMA Gaming and with an operator. It's going to be a fun retake, especially with that flash by Skyleaf. With null command available now, she can just play aggressively, not worrying about dying. I'm Kimi though. Finding Chateraise will open up the A side for retake. This 2 versus 2 is now the situation, but there is a start available. I think there will be Gravity Well and Hunter's Fury committed, but Hakane finally take down Skyleaf. Well, she was down. This Hunter's Fury will actually find the kill, and Ayera will be ready for the Kimmy push because they know that they will have to do that. And Hero Zero KDA takes map number 1. I guess they did pick Ascent yesterday for a reason, Zaya, because they've shown us how dominant they can be in an opponent's map pick at that. So Hero Zero KDA really showed us that they did improve from yesterday's game. They did figure out what was wrong, and they made it work today.
Exactly, and really, I'm still in awe about that post-plan situations coming in from both Ayera and Neforia. There you go. Thank you so much. I keep thinking nap. Neforia, there you go. And the fact that they were able to really contain them, denying that defuse. I mean, I've seen that cosmic divide over and over again because you want to narrow out the angles that you want to look at, and just placing it in that tiny corner onto the right, just to get that spike planted. That has been a recurring strategy. But what made difference is their post plan. Sky Elise really created a beautiful opening for the team, especially with all of those flashes and utilities. And one thing that I'd like to highlight from that last game as well is the suppress. The fact that Sky Elise was able to suppress out I Am Kimmy. She wasn't able to use that swarm grenade to delay the push, and it was only until then was Sky Elise and company was able to enter the site with the ease. But looking at the scoreboard right here, what do you think, Sleepy?
Chateraise showing us again and again that she is one force to be reckoned with, and she did defend very well with her setups. Of course, without the help of Ayera, she wouldn't be able to pull it off as easily, so props to Ayera, who's got a 3.1 KDA, by the way. She just didn't die, I guess. So that was great. And Nemo is cute, of course, also contributing very well into her entries, and Sky Elise with her flash drives, Neforia with the market defense, all in all, I think Hero Zero played that map flawlessly, so that was perfect. But on the side of FUMA Gaming, unfortunately, a few players didn't show up. But I guess it's not really that, dominant in terms of factors contributing to the loss, because it's more about the team play on Hero Zero. Look at the stat, headshot percentage, not very different. Damage is 3k difference, but not that apparent. But the frag wins and objective wins. Look at the objective wins, 6-1. I guess Hero Zero just knows how to defend a post plan and also just how to retake a site. So they just played this game better as a team. And I really hope that there's going to be improvements soon by the side of FUMA Gaming, because they can play. Individually, we know how they can play, but I guess there are some mishaps in terms of checking corners, you know?
Yes, exactly.
They were kind of picked off one by one without really knowing that, hey, there might be a person on the left or on the right. But it's okay, because there is still map number 2. But before we head into map number 2, we are going to be taking a look at the highlights of Ascent between Hero Zero KDA and FUMA Gaming.
There you go, starting it off, Chateraise and Nemo's Q takes 2, actually, and that alone kind of asserted their dominance right here onto the other parts of the round. So I am teaming with the 3, but luckily Sky Elise was resurrected from her demise, and just went ham on the next one. This is quite a faster pace of a highlight, simply because they were
Yeah.
just taking these kills in a very smooth transition. Look at this, beautiful utilities, beautiful swarm grenades all throughout. It's just timing and execution as well from Hero Zero. Very different performance as well from yesterday, but you can really see the character development, or the overall gameplay that happened here. And Teterez was if you notice, in this very spot is where she shines the most for the team as well.
It was really great to see that we highlighted I'm Kimi, right? She was able to defend pretty well, and then post plan, well, she almost clutched it out, but because Kylie's was resurrected, she was the one to clutch it out in the end. But this proves that, yeah, each player, each individual from Team FUMA Gaming Ladies, they know how to play their roles well, and I just hope that they were a little bit more connected when they're doing the retakes or maybe the post plans, the crossfires, because somehow Hero Zero KDA can always find an opening for them to do a retake or just make sure that the post plan is secure. So yeah, in terms of individuals, I don't think there's much of a difference, but in terms of the overall team gameplay, a game plan going into a map, I think Hero Zero KDA got this in the bag. So we'll see if the map pick Icebox is going to be fun for both teams, but we will, of course, be taking a break before that. Zaya, what do you think? Should we go and take a break?
Of course we're gonna take a break, because this is intense. The storyline is basically, this is the map pick of the Hero Zero KDA. They have the chance to sweep it, and this is FUMA Gaming's last chance to steal that game number 3, which we will be witnessing in a bit when we go back after this short break. from zero to hero. Hero Zero KDA was able to prove themselves that despite them being one of the newest teams in FSL here in our Open 1 at the Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series, they were able to take away Game 1 for the Match 1 today against FUMA Gaming. FUMA Gaming, however, has this last life given to them here in game number 2, as they will be trying their best to take this map of Icebox away from Hero Zero KDA. But the question is, can they be able to do it? Because this is the map selection of the said team.
Yeah, I mean, Icebox, we saw them play yesterday. We know they can pull off some good rounds against SMG, one of the stronger teams here in the playoffs. But of course, as you said, there's always a chance that FUMA Gaming, of course, didn't stay quiet last night after they lost. They must have gone back to the drawing board and, I guess, talked it out. You know, what can we do on Icebox? What can we do on these other maps we lost? And of course, Hero Zero can do the very same. And I guess it's been proven just now in map number 1 on Ascent, because they did lose Ascent pretty handily yesterday, right? But today, they got back on their feet and just proved to us that, yes, we can play Ascent. And now it's time for them to prove that Icebox is not just a mere choice, but also with a reason. And hopefully that reason is for them to win. And FUMA Gaming will be the one facing that challenge. And we're just going to go straight ahead into the agent selection here. And Chaterays, the chamber is back, baby.
At this point, I think Chaterays is able to identify which Sentinel is going to be much viable for her in each map selection. So it's safe to say that they came here prepared. Notice how they have a very much difference in their team composition from Ascent all the way here to Icebox. But I was able to take a glimpse of the draft from FUMA Gaming. They're quite similar in terms of their agent select. They do have the Viper. We do see Chaterays with the Chamber. I did see a Sova and a Sage. Yeah. I just have to reconfirm it once we go back to the game. But right now, I think because of this quick draft, both of our teams are just up and running. The team selection is quite, fast. You can safely say that it's auto-locked in.
It was auto-locked, yeah. This is not ranked, by the way. I think our players forgot this is not ranked. They don't have to auto-lock their agents. They can wait for the whole 60 seconds. But yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, because I think there is the reason for that said auto-locking, because the overall agent compositions, hence they're quite mirrored in a sense, is because it kind of complements the map in general. So, okay, there we go. I'm seeing a Jet, I'm seeing a Sage, I'm seeing the Sova and the Viper, which I got correct. Surprisingly. And for the likes of FUMA Gaming, however, the only difference is that instead of a chamber, they're gonna go again for the double duelist lineup. Yesterday we saw this similar lineup from the Icebox. Yes, indeed, from SMG. But the difference is it was in the hands of Kohybe. So Kohybe was able to, really perform very much well in towards that fight. So let's see if Mate2 also have, something to say about, Reyna in Icebox. You mentioned this as well, Sleepy, yesterday, that Reyna is really good in Icebox if, really handled properly. Yeah.
Especially on A side with all those corners, but now she's going to decide to go on B. The recon is actually going to spawn out Kamiyu, but Kamiyu decides to peek instead of fleeing, and therefore she got attacked a little bit. And good shot by Nemo, but Kamiyu is the real highlight here with that double kill very quickly. This turned around for FUMA Gaming to have the advantage, and with the heal on top, this is going to be a very tough task for Hero Zero to recover from a 2v4. They will have to look for some pickoffs, especially with the Headhunter on Chaterays. But Chaterays decides to play with a Ghost and a Trademark instead. So there are no bullets remaining in the chamber. See what I did there? But let's look at this attempt at A side. 2 of them against 4. The pinch is going to be coming from the B side. And the recon will, I guess, tell them that FUMA Gaming needs to rotate towards A now before we get picked up one by one.
Indeed, but again, this is pistol round, so it is quite crucial. Noticing how FUMA Gaming doesn't really go towards the flank. I think they just want to go head on, but Iceling will be getting that headshot from Euphoria and as well Shutter for the trade. But I am Kimmy to refrag her fallen comrade. They now this time win the pistol round against Hero
Nice.
Zero.
I like this. I mean, we're seeing some improvements already there. Like they're trading very effectively. Look at this position taken by Kimi and Mia. Sorry, yes, Kimi and no, not Kimi. Kamiyu and
Kamiyu.
Meitsu. They're playing off of each other very nicely, and therefore it was giving some space for Kamiyu to take those double kills. And I guess if they can keep this up, no side is very easy for Hero Zero KDA to take. So once again, I think we're gonna see B being hit.
Indeed, but that's gonna be a quick peek. Marshall's gonna miss it, but spots out. Is it gonna be another one? No, there's the third.
Oh
A
my
bit
God.
of a whip coming in from Kamiyu at the moment. Can this be capitalized? But remember, beautiful friendly back there. There's gonna be a double. No, actually, I am Kimmy responds to her solid comrade here, but Cataray as well. But I am Kimmy with the
Spike
third,
down, B.
trying to protect B-side at all costs. Pick it up. It's gonna be an ace. Beautifully done. But I am Kimmy here to isolate the fight. And a bit of a question for Hero Zero as well, because they kind of peeked back there one by one. I think they kind of were thrown off guard with Kimmy's presence there in towards Nest.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, I would say, because she was trying to rush Kamiyu after the whips we saw from her. But once Nemo dashed towards yellow, she saw a slow orb hitting her face, and therefore she was thrown off guard. And I guess her teammates didn't really catch on to that as well, and they were just mowed down by I'm Kimi. So that was a perfect defense on her side. And finally, a bonus round. It's going to be played for FUMA Gaming, and Hero Zero KDA will want to take advantage of this fact. And already we see Chaterays just confidently peeking towards Kamiyu on B green. And there you go. There's a man advantage already. And I think A side might be easy to take, especially when there's only one player, and that is A's Ling. What can she do here?
Basically, her utilities can be most beneficial here, but she is affected by the recon bolt, liking the toxin sprays here to delay the push, but the spike is planted. Kind of interesting, but right now this post plant position is quite open, so they can place themselves towards belt. But look at the flank, however, coming in from Meitsu in A. This could catch them off guard right here, but that's gonna be the slow and beautiful transition from Ian Kimi to being traded by Nemo and Aira with one, Kylie for another. But they do know that Meitsu is in flank. Is it gonna be another beautiful share of kills from Meitsu, but is going to be shut down by Nemo with the right timing. And of course, it's quite understandable because Meitsu only had a sheriff to work with there. So at least for the side of Hero Zero, they were able to take a point and not, you know, really getting that gap too far ahead.
Yeah. I would say objective achieved by FUMA Gaming. Like, economic damage is also part of the game. And with only 2 players remaining, Hero Zero KDA, they'll have to scrap up some credits to rebuy some weapons, and I don't think everyone will have it in store for them to buy the proper guns, which are the rifles, to work on Icebox, because Icebox is all about long range engagements, and if you have a Spectre, it's kind of tough to control the recoil sometimes, so you don't want to be stuck with that gun. And we do see 2 players now, Aira and Euphoria, only equipped with Spectres, even light armor on Euphoria, but luckily we do have the Tour de Force on Chaterays. So I'm liking this. The operator is already equipped on Kamiyu, so at least there's some form of counter to that with Chaterays' ultimate. So let's see if there's going to be an op-duel, or are we going to see one of the 2 taking easy kills after this technical pause is done?
Mm-hmm. And again, of course, you guys want to see, you know, them playing this game in the most optimized condition.
Mhm.
So they just have to fix that in a bit. But while waiting, we do see some different tactics for both sides of the team. FUMA Gaming, however, really rise to the first 2 rounds of the Icebox plays here, and liking it because earlier in the very first one, which is the pistol, Kami was detected with the recon bolt. You mentioned that instead of you know, retreating, she goes head on, and which is a good thing because it kind of diverted the attention of Hero Zero KDA to her. And in which case, I am Kimi and the gang as well as Meitsu were able to push alongside her, and that I think with that manpower kind of took Hero Zero in an off guard position per se. So at least that alone was enough for them to win the pistol round. Secondly, because they have better guns, it's expected enough that they win the second. Third
Mhm.
round, however, we did see Hero Zero win that because they do have rifles to work with, and they were able to
You
capitalize
want
on
to
A side
play?
as
Let's
well.
play.
Because they kind of had an interesting rotate all throughout the map. So that's a beautiful opening from Mason. Here
Oh,
comes
no.
the fourth round right now, but this is going to be the similar tactic, placing the spike plant above nest. This
Spike
is
planted.
the classic for Hero Zero at this point. Wasn't able to spot them down here. Nemo's Q takes one, and again, the crossfire from Euphoria and the gang was able to see it through. Does try to go up, coming in for the trade, taking Shadow Rays down, and Euphoria doing nicely
enemy
from
remaining.
Kitchen. Kimmy with a
Oh!
double to get that, and a raise as well, or a res rather, to really spot that out. That's gonna be a lineup from Aira. This is true, but
Oh
again,
my
Kimmy
lord.
is just popping off right now to shut her down. And let's see the defuse. And there you go. Do they have time? They
Wait,
have time.
yeah,
Yes,
they do,
They have
they
time.
do.
They have time.
They almost
don't-
missed it.
yeah,
No one was
don't-
defusing. They
yeah,
do. They
don't-
do. They almost
Yeah,
missed it. I thought they were like early celebrating there with the knives lined up very nicely. Kamiyu,
Yeah.
5 plates, just one bullet here, one bullet there, one bullet there.
Kind of give
But-
me the nervous.
Yeah, I was
That's
kind of
right.
nervous for them too. Oh my lord! But that was a great retake by I Am Kimi specifically. Look at her just
Enemy
one
remains.
tapping people from that range, the resurrection, and also the final kill to boot. Like, this is why I highlighted I Am Kimi at the start of the game, at the start of the series rather, and it was not seen that much, although we did see a glimpse when she was playing the Killjoy on Ascent. But now she is shining so brightly that it's blinding for Hero Zero. And Hero Zero, I don't know if they can see much clearer now with especially with this bird's eye view on Nemo. Yes, she can find a kill on that Aisling over there. And so 3-1 is possible that we might see a 3-2 if they play this right. So we'll see where they decide to play this game.
Oh, but beautiful tap there from Meitsu, denying Chaterays from, letting them in towards B side. And I like it how Nemo was able to become the human drone for the team. Meitsu with a double is able to take down their entry, which is Nemo will be spotting out Sky Elise in the process, but as well as Aira taking it for the third. It's gonna be a fourth right here. Oh no, bullets! But is forced to reload and back away from now, but at least she has an idea. The Sky Elise is quite stuck, but the Sheriff
remaining.
knocks her down. Coming
Spike
for the
down,
trade with
B.
the Ock.
30
Beautiful
seconds left.
synergy. And only the remaining member, Euphoria, in towards mid. Not sure if she's gonna get spotted out on Kitchen. Spot out! Coming from the distance, but I Am Kimmy to secure the round here. 4-1 looks like Hero Zero KDA wasn't expecting this kind of prowess, at least for the first 5 rounds in the hands of FUMA Gaming.
Need a drop.
I love how Euphoria was just lining up the crosshairs so she doesn't
Yeah.
mess up
Yeah.
and gets 2 headshots in a row. But you know this if you play Valorant. Flanking people is
Exactly.
just one of the hardest things you can do in this game, right? And she didn't mess it up, thankfully. But of course, it was a tough 1v3 with only a Sheriff. And yes, 4-1 is the scoreline now. Hero Zero KDA, they will have to figure something out. And they might want to try that B hit again. It was just about the retake. That was good for FUMA Gaming. That lost the round for Hero Zero. So I wouldn't mind Hero Zero trying that B hit once more, but just playing the post plant better. But of course, if they want to do that, they will have to deal with this Meitsu. Very annoying Reina. Now you can see why Reina is so good on Icebox. Because once she gets a kill, it's so easy for her to just roll and make it a snowball effect for them. And once again, we're seeing Hero Zero KDA just not really sure where they want to take, because if they go to B, they are going to see Meitsu. If they go to A, they might have to deal with Aisling and her utilities, and it's kind of tough to face up a Viper on a site that is so cramped like A side here.
And look at these utilities from Iceland. at the moment uses toxins to delay the push. And also to, let the members respond to her aid whenever need necessary. So that's gonna be another wall from Aira. Uses the next toxin here to force them to reposition. That's gonna be a slow
30
orb
seconds
from
left.
Sky Elise as well. She does have some fight though, so the double peek is gonna happen. The wall is in time. Has to raise for the kill. Beautiful rendezvous to reposition herself. The spike is now planted, but Kami still spots the head of Sky Elise. It's gonna be another one. He wants to force the trade.
Oh no!
Kami with an op kill of her own. Hakane will take Nemo down from Nest. But let's see if the lineup works well with the pack. That's going to be a drum, and the Toxin is going to deny the defuse at least momentarily. Let's see. All basically Aira has to do is to not die so that she can place her next Toxin down.
One enemy
But Aira
remaining.
spots out mates who's got to raise for a trade of her own, taking Kami down. But the defuse is
Oh!
not going to happen as Neuphoria takes a shock dart kill and takes a round for the team.
That was looking scary. I thought she was going to be able to defuse that, but yeah, utility usage was perfect on Hero Zero KDA. This was a premeditated post plan. I can tell by the way they positioned themselves, the way they pushed out a snake bite, and unfortunately for Nemo is skewed. She was stuck in that little corner in the window. I know Jet is slim, but I don't think she's that slim to get out of that small window towards Nest on the side. So, yeah, not gonna happen, and therefore she was taken down very easily. So it was a scary 3v3 in the end, but the utility usage on Hero Zero KDA made it really, really work for them. And now a timeout. Timeouts like this are very rare. Usually you'll see timeouts when teams are struggling. And sure, Hero Zero is down to 4, but they just won that last round. And so I thought it was going to be better for them to just take the timeout later when they needed. And maybe the coach from Hero Zero KDA saw that, I guess, the players were kind of uncomposed. They were kind of off. So he wanted to give them some words to just calm them down, and we go into this round number 7 with a better prepared mind, and yeah, against like semi guns. Like, I wouldn't even call them guns. Shorty is not a gun. And should be an easy round for Hero Zero, but of course there is always a thrifty potential present with all that Mitsu has, that is a Vandal.
So again, let's see. Shake up the here. Hakane with only a judge and sheriff. Ooh, going to miss it from quite some time there. Mitsu is still in snowpile. Could be a shock dart from Neuphoria. Liking the wall here that's coming in from HBE.
There.
Is it gonna be destroyed though? I think Mitsu was able to spot out one who jumped in from that wall. But the spike is still going to be planted, so now this is a full-on retake. No casualties just yet for both sides of the team, but Shadow Reyes is at least, dinked a bit. But still, let's see. This is post-plant, though. We do see the Viper, the Sova, and the Sage still alive, so they can still just throw off their utilities at May. Nemo is beautiful double. It's gonna be another one. That's a bad win, but Shadow Reyes is able to capitalize on that. Camu, however, takes a trade from the Shorty. Camu again with another, but was able to be cleaned up by Air once again with the Toxin and a kill of her own. And just like that, a 3rd point already. Looks like HCE is slowly getting into their footing here, Sleepy.
Yeah, it was kind of sketchy here, I did talk bad about the Shorties not being gun, but she got a kill with it. So, see, the Jinx is too strong, man. The Jinx is too strong on me. But that was closer than it should have been. And here's Zero KDA. Now, they won't be able to build up that much of an economy, but they will still have some money. Even if they lose this round, they will still be able to buy. So let's see if that's going to happen. A mid take, a very fast one. This is going to be a B hit just like that. And, oh, no, you don't walk into a corner like that because I'm Kimi is very ready. Oh, she was trying to pull out a wall, but Shatter Reyes was also there to take it from behind. And Aisling and Kamiyu each getting a kill, nullifying this offense. Like, there's no way they can recover this because Kamiyu and Meitsu, their aim is sharp. And so 5-3 is secured for FUMA Gaming. That was a very fast round. I didn't even have time to, I guess, build a narrative on how this round was going to go. It was just fighting. and
Mhm.
boom, the round's done. So that was a great proactive move by Fuma Gaming. The aggressive push by Meitsu, I think, made it work really well because the mid area was such a heavy and busy area that they forgot completely A side is still open and Meitsu made that work.
You want to play? Let's
Exactly.
play.
So right now it looks like Fuma Gaming has the capability to bounce back whenever HZE, takes a score away from them, which is actually good because they know their stuff at this
Your
point.
fault.
So a bit of a peek there.
Wow.
Nemo's cute was able to tap down Meitsu, who was trying to be a bit of a aggressive in towards that place. So I guess for the next one, she's gonna be a bit, passive, to say the least, or not too much aggressive on that light. So right now, Chatteray's with her very own assault rifle. If you notice, she didn't buy any rifles. She's going to
Mhm.
fully depend on her very own sheriff and her very own op. So let's see if it will work because we've seen it time and time again how she was able to really use her kits well. So here we do see they're trying to crawl on B long. That's gonna be the smoke from Iceling at the moment, but no fear, they're still entering here with multiple members, but still get Nemo down.
Oh
Make
my.
it another
Spike down, B.
as he shuts down Sky Elise as well, but this is gonna be the Viper spit, so Air is
Trap
going to be
destroyed.
the trade-off to plant the spike. A little bit of getting Vandal there as well for extra security. And here we do see some shock darts across the board trying to stove away the members of 0-0. But look at that right now. Double pancake right here. I am Kimmy shuts down Euphoria. Will she be able to spot out Chatteray's in that process as
One
well?
enemy
I don't think so. But Hakane takes one arrow to get that Toxin kill. But Hakane in the Viper Spit cleans up the crew and gets their 6 point.
Oh yeah, double pandan cake, dude. There's always a way for you to slip in some food terms here, huh? Okay,
I'm
I am
sorry.
hungry at this point because
I am sorry, man.
but the double Viper Spit, that was a perfect counter to that, and I guess the positioning of the Hero Zero KDA players, they were kind of off because at the end you see here that the barrel on Aira was spotted, and therefore it was easy for Hakane to finish them off, and so 6-3. Wow, this is just the opposite of what happened last game. It was a send map pick for Fuma, and Hero Zero just rolled away with it, and now it's a map pick for Hero Zero, and Fuma Gaming is taking it very nicely. And so Hero Zero, they will have to rethink about how they approach this attacking side. Maybe they're a defending team, but you don't want to depend on that. You still have to try your best to figure out if you can win more rounds here. And same exact position for Aisling, and it worked for her last time. And we'll see if Hero Zero is aware that this is a possibility, that Aisling is taking the same position as she did before. And oh my goodness, the composure and the crosshair movement, it's just so perfect. An easy headshot for her and for Hakane.
Enemy
His
kill.
operator on Kamiyu is, of course, also presented with a Euphoria just walking on slowly. So it was
One enemy remaining.
another kill for Meitsu. This is
Spike
going to be a
down
team
A.
ace if I am Kimi gets this last kill, but I guess she's way too far. And Ira pinched in a 1v2. Arena and a Jet. They will not be taken down. And a flawless round for Fuma Gaming. This is looking bad for Hero Zero.
Exactly, and it's as if Hero Zero quite toned down in the performances in the map pick that they have chosen. So look at this quick replay. Hakane is Iceling taking kill of her own Kami with an op kill, as you mentioned, Neforia just walked into her crosshair, but Meitsu just cleans it up, or just finishes the round with a double, which is really great from her because right now it's being proven how Arena is just so effective in this map.
Message.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
and-
shot by
wow.
Kimi. All right. Okay. I was just going to say Kimi has got some good stats, right? She's on 14 kills, 15 now with that kill. And now Hero Zero KDA is going to face up again with a man disadvantage. 4v5 against an impenetrable side like B side is just not fun to play with. And look at them just hunching over through Garage. and just not knowing where to go at this point. And the operator is still ready, and the head is spotted above the box on green. And that is once again an easy kill for Kamiyu. Maybe not walking into her crosshair per se, but the head just popped up a little bit for her to take him. And Meitsu, this position is so good. If they don't check it, they do! Ayera with the flick will take down Meitsu.
Ooh.
And at least there's some kind of hope for them to recover this map. I mean, this round. But I would love to see some resurrection pulled off by Skylese and at least bring it back to a 4v4. Let's see if they do.
You will not
Let's
kill
see
my
if they do
seconds
indeed.
left.
Stylist will be rezzing Naforia in the process. We do see Kamiyu was able to spot out a head from the long, so this kind of forces them to reposition their take here. So they may try another A take, and in which Iceling is already prepared for her stuff. That's gonna be another
10
shower,
seconds left.
shower toxin there from
Time.
but the time isn't in their
Spike
hands.
down
Aira
A.
will be taking
Oh,
one, but
no.
they don't have the time to plant the spike. And Hakane all the more
Player
just
standing.
believes it. Naforia with a kill, but still not enough to
Last
get
round in the
that
half.
spike down. 8-3 here in towards the fight. Ooh, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
I'll say it. I'll say it.
No,
You-
no.
Okay.
Yes, no.
All
But,
right, I will say
but,
it.
yes. Well, we just have to see, right? We did agree upon
That's
this
a
that
good
at the
spot.
end of the day, it's still the players to dictate
That's
our prediction. So I don't want to, get another force in here, and let's just see how this thing goes, because FUMA Gaming is doing exemplary work. But Naforia opens it up, taking Meitsu down, who's been an impenetrable wall towards B long.
Okay. There is a second layer, though, in the form of
Yeah.
Kamiyu and her operator. So Naforia, she knows this very well. Operator misses on the drone as well. So Kamiyu will still be spotted, but she's not budging from this position. And you know what? Okay, if you're that brave, we're just gonna go to the other side. That's probably what's going on in the comms of Hero Zero KDA. So A side seems to be the target now. There is a recon to, I guess, check a little bit if Kamiyu is still here, and they did not get that information. So there is now a possibility that Kamiyu is on that A side, but they don't know that. So now they're going to just slowly walk in with that cloud burst to cover the raft area. The wall is up. There is no shock dart because the shock dart was used, so there is no denying this post plan. And so the revive is going to initiate a 5v5 retake once again. But look at this. 3 players are still so far away. This gives Hero Zero so much time to reposition and just to get better angles and better crossfires. And we'll see if FUMA Gaming can make this work.
So, but Nemo was able to take Iceling off guard. Down slightly forward and make it a double from Nest. They still don't know that he's here, but from underneath the wall, Nemo is secured her friend. That's gonna be a trade from Kamiyu here, seeing the updraft happen, but is a lonely wolf here as Chateraise was able to take her down 8-4. I told
Switching
you.
sides.
I didn't say it.
No nicer that's gonna happen here, but this is a similar feat, Sleepy, from yesterday. There was an 8-4. There was an 8-4. So we kind of like go back to the first curve, right? So let's see if it happens this time around. Because again, anything can happen here still, since this is a switch. So we noticed from yesterday that Hero Zero KDA's defenses were quite okay, because they managed to get at least 6 points from it before being completely taken down by SMG from yesterday. So let's see if their defenses could lead some changes here, because Chateraise in the chamber kind of preferred to be in the waiting line, waiting for these crosshairs to go, or these heads rather, to go in her way. So right now, a little bit of an aggression here, but a quick plant already from them.
One enemy remaining.
But FUMA was able to shut them down easily.
That was an instant plant and shutdown. Yes, Chateraise will be able to get a kill, but now she's down to 11 HP. What can she do with the frenzy? Nothing is the answer. So Hakane, and also that setup towards B was, I guess, unexpected because it was already a very heavy commitment for Hero Zero KDA towards the B long area. So they were not expecting the FUMA Gaming players to just enter under tube, go into the side plant, and just double back and get into garage from the other side. So that was a good little strat performed by FUMA Gaming, and Hero Zero KDA, they were caught off guard. So there's no time for them to chill here, and I don't think they have, or maybe they have one more tactical timeout to work with. So I'm guessing they will have to work with that in the next round, especially if we don't see them take off any kills today in this round. This entry by Kamiyu, she will not find someone under there, and Skylease, as a result, will be able to get one kill, but Kamiyu, of course, will not be done with just one. She will get the second kill and plant the spike for the team. With this, the 2v4 retake, with only classics, I don't think it's going to be any results. Players, but, of course, Kamiyu, oh my goodness, this lady, and her movements, and her flexibility to just, boom, move here and there, and just headshots galore with that Spectre. So, 10-4. I think this might be a good time for Hero Zero to take a pause and maybe talk it out a little bit. What's the plan for us now that we have guns? Because if not, it might be a disaster, especially with this explosive entry power like Kamiyu.
Loving the dash counter from Kamiyu right there, knowing that Nemo is cute is going to reposition. She basically, didn't give her a time to breathe. And as you mentioned, that's going to be a timeout from Hero Zero at the moment, because they need to think, they need to reset, and they need to make things work, because if not, they will be having some economic problem as we progress in towards our game. So right now, you did mention 10-4. They're quite in a pinch right here for Hero Zero, and again, we have to consider this is the map pick of Hero Zero. So we kind of expected a bit of a more the side is in their favor. So it kind of really turned around, because FUMA Gaming right now are the ones dominating these fights, even when the sides were switched, or when the sides were flipped, and having no answer to the first two rounds is quite leaving them that sort amount of pressure. They have to think of ways, but right now, again, it's going to be decided here in our 15th round. We do see that the rendezvous is used to elevate the angle from Shutter Rays, and then goes back. Yeah. But right now, Kamiyu's intel is just so on point, at least for the team. It kind of gives them an idea on how they're going to move around the map. Ooh, the timing for both Kimmy and Nemo is real here. Ooh, that's one
down B.
A trade for both of the duelists of the team.
Really? Oh, wait, what? What? No way she did that! Shatter Rays! I don't know what you're thinking. They do not have that covered. And that was, I guess, an express Vandal delivery to I Am Kimmy.
Kimmy.
This might spell disaster, honestly, especially with this fast side, but they're not ready! And Nemo is cute! Will get the 2 kills to deny the plant. And I Am Kimmy will have the time to maybe do the plant now, but kind of worried that she might get pushed just like the 2 teammates did. And this wall destroyed. Now they will be seeing her, and Aira is caught in the open, but thankfully for her, the bullets ran out on I'm Kimi, and Euphoria was the one left alive to finish the round off. That was such an awkward round, honestly. The push by Nemo is cute was genius, and that made it work for Hero Zero. At least they stay in the game with 5 rounds to work with.
The prioritization of Nemo is cute, I think, was one of the game changers there, because she already spots out I Am Kimmy, but instead of targeting her, she went for the spike planter first, which was Meitsu, and then followed by Hakane. So after that, she quickly transitions to I Am Kimmy, but I Am Kimmy was able to take the shot in refrag. But again, the friends, the comrades are there to save the day and not give her the time to plant the spike. And of course, the manpower or the man advantage was also visible. So we go in towards round 16. This is the 5th point for HZE. They are half away from the scoreline of FUMA, so they still do have that chance to catch up. But here, they kind of need to do a take of a site in a much more cleaner way. As you said, it was awkward on the last round, so they kind of have to, get these sites in a more orchestrated way. But that was an interesting tap from my Gibby as well.
Camille again. This is what we were talking about. She's just dashing in and killing two and just leaving two players left. Chateraise and Euphoria. What can they do now? They do have a recon, but the moment this wall is down, the wall is up from Kimmy. And sure, the trades are happening. Chateraise is still left alive, but everybody knows where she is, and crosshairs are placed very well. The headshot will finish that round. 11-5. That was such a good shot by Kimi, by the way. And then the follow-up by Kabiyu, just again dashing in, killing two, giving the post-plant advantage to FUMA Gaming. Like 5v2 is not even an advantage. It's like a 99% win for the team. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a map for Hero Zero. They might need to work more on this before picking it up again in the next matches. But of course they can try. Chateraise will open up this beautifully. And Resurrection is going to come in immediately. The drone will spot out. Nemo is queued and the dashes are committed, I should say. And with this, another B hit attempt will be coming out from FUMA Gaming. And post-plant now will not be denied so easily by Nemo because there's 5 players and Meizu will get a kill to start post-plant. Camille, not done yet, getting 2. Ayera, sure, there's a trade, but again, it's a 2v4. Ayera
Oh, the
will
time.
take it down. I don't know what's going to happen here for Hero Zero. Well, I do know, and that is giving away match point to FUMA Gaming.
Match point.
Indeed, and it's as if FUMA Gaming just really slid the match point on the fly, not giving a time for Hero Zero to react on the B side take that they were getting. Sure, we did see earlier some amount of attempt of Hero Zero, but at this point, it's about FUMA Gaming's speed on how they enter the site. It's what's making them rattle a bit here for the side of Hero Zero. Not neglecting or not discarding their efforts, of course, because there are some times wherein they can get kills of their own. It's just that the double P capabilities of FUMA Gaming is here. It's quite solid. It's very hard to retaliate with. So here, we do see again more utilities are used. We see Meizu spotting out Skyelise in the corner, but starting it off that first blood with Air of Skyelise with a double above this compartment here, or above this wall. Hakane shock dart Skyelise to her demise. This is the second time we've seen a shock dart kill from both Neforia and Hakane, which is good. This forces them to retreat A, but right now Chateraise is quite prepared to take a peek here towards mid, liking the stealthy approach, but he takes a big, beautiful snipe
Down mid.
from Chateraise, replaces with the Phantom quickly because she might expect a bit of a closer ranged fight. Goes out of the
Player
smoke,
standing.
is spotted out by Nemo with Q, and this could be a potential game once, or not game, more like round for
30
HZE
seconds
to
left.
try to prolong it. But right now, Icelane being the only member alive, she does have the spike, but she's quite cornered. It's 3 players to 1. Clutch is possible, but quite slim. Liking that pre-aim there. Takes the Phantom, spots out her gun, and takes the 6 points for this round.
That was a bit of an awkward push there. I thought it was a mistiming on the side of FUMA Gaming. They could have popped the Poison Cloud before crossing, specifically Kimmy. That's why she was caught by the Tour de Force here. There. The smoke was going to be up, but she was there a little bit hastily. And of course, Chateraise playing that angle really well, just expecting players to push out of that smoke and also the mid push in the beginning. So, good defense by Hero Zero KDA, but that was just 1 round, and there's still 6 more to go, and I don't know if they can keep that composure up, or at least I know that FUMA Gaming will be able to farm out ultimates before they just commit into one side together and use up all their ultimates, so they have a long runway to work with, and I think they're just gonna try to go towards A side, which honestly seems like the better choice right now, because it's very easy for you to trade your teammates as long as you're playing in close quarters. But this map control, I love this from Hero Zero. Look at this. Nemo is cute, got B garage control. There's only one thing worrying me is that it might be get timinged on mid if some of the players from FUMA Gaming decides to push that this A side. It's gonna be a bit harder now because there's 4 players already stacked, and inside the walls, between the walls, there's gonna be a very messy take for FUMA Gaming, and this is capitalized very nicely by Hero Zero KDA, only leaving Aisling once again, who did catch the flank of
30
Nemo is
seconds left.
cute. But now in a 1v3 with the spike dropped, I don't think there's much she can do except for, giving away this round to Hero Zero.
And I kind of find it interesting that the same amount of players were also the remaining one. It's just similar to the previous as well. But Sky Elise not giving a moment to breathe, shuts down Iceling there the moment she took the spike. So 12-7, this is quite close here, my guy. And at least one of the predictions are hold true. So as you mentioned, this calls for a timeout, liking it for FUMA Gaming as well, because they may have a bit of a trouble in closing out this this match rather.
Yeah.
And but again, I can't really blame them since the pressure is still there in hopes of getting this game number 2, because if they do, it basically goes back to reset, right? And the only deciding factor would be our third map for later, which is Bind. You mentioned earlier that Hero Zero, was quite efficient in this said map. So again, that's another thing to think of for FUMA Gaming. But right now, liking it how they're trying to take things calmly, focusing on the now, since they still have the advantage in terms of points.
Do you think it's finally gonna come true, the 8-4 curse?
I have been quiet, my friend, and I shall remain.
Oh man,
quiet.
I can't stay quiet about it because we see that it might happen, right?
Might be, yes, might be,
Yeah,
but
just might.
until I see that over time, I'm not gonna assume anything.
Okay. And of course, FUMA Gaming will not want to see that happen, especially with that
Yes.
tactical pause. They might have something to work with now. We see Kamiyu with that Judge, but also with a Blade Storm, so she will be making use of that specifically. And this B drone is going to spot out Chateaure's, if that. And with that spotting of yellow player and this backup by Nemo is cute, I think this will not be as easy as it seems, even though there's only 2 players. Let's see the dash. The dash! Oh my goodness! The flick is good for Kamiyu to get Chateaure's down, even though he was mid teleport, and another headshot by Kamiyu is going to be good for one more. Nayera will try and trade. Hunter's Fury pops to try and delay that spike plant. The counter Hunter's Fury will try and find one killer. Does find one. Kills Ayura in the process, and only leaving Neuphoria in a 1v4 clutch situation with a wall in between her and 4 of the players from FUMA Gaming. Once the wall's down, I don't think there's fun on the face of Neuphoria, especially with this Viper Spit. All the players from FUMA Gaming are just gonna go and swing. Miu will be the player to get that headshot on the kill feed once more. And with that, a win for FUMA Gaming is in the bag, and Hero Zero KDA will have to try and win the series on a 3rd map because they failed to do so in the 2nd one.
Exactly. So again, as we have said, this is going to be, proceeding to game number 3. So it's still anybody's game at this point. But I'd like to say that both of our teams did, an exemplary performance. Ironically, on the opposite sides of the map that they haven't chosen. So
Exactly.
that's the interesting shakeup in here. Usually, we expect the teams, whoever chooses this map, to have that level of mastery. But then again, they kind of countered out themselves in the first game and in the second one. So the deciding map, which is Bind, is basically, it all comes down there to whoever gets to be standing on top. Because I think Sleepy at this point, both of our teams were able to have their fair share of games. They're quite fatigued here, so we have to
Yeah.
consider their stamina and mental capabilities as well. But right now, let's look at the scoreboards real quick. And as you have expected, or as you have mentioned earlier, Chaturez is still going to be the MVP here for the side of her team because of the chamber prowess. Meanwhile, Kamiyu, we've seen her really open a lot of spots, and those flicks and taps with her ults really came in handy for the team to get that entry correct.
I'm loving how Kamiyu is so comfortable on the jet now with her entries. It's always been so effective, and it was highlighted even more just now in that second half, and I can't wait to see more from her. I do see some good stuff also coming out from Mitsu, and of course I'm Kimi with that amazing first half. She was at one point, I think she was like 15-4 or something, and it was just so hard for Hero Zero KDA to enter a site. And now on the defense, they're gonna have to face against Kamiyu, and it was just not fun for any of the halves for Hero Zero KDA. And you can see that from the frag wins 10-7 and objective wins 2-0. They did win in terms of headshot percentage, but again, what good do headshots do if you can't win the game? And so Hero Zero KDA, their aim's good, but maybe now it's time for them to really focus back on what made it work for them on Ascent, right? They need to work on their crossfires. They need to work on their proactive map control taken, especially on the defending side, but we don't see that. And they were kind of caged in towards that B side and A side at the same time, so it was really hard for them to take pickoffs in the early round. And so here, we're going to see the highlights. We're going to look again at what happened in each of the rounds. Let's take a look at the highlights for that game between these two teams.
Of course, to start it all off, Kamiyu and I am Kimi with some amount of kills of their own. And I am Kimi as well. We gotta also highlight her as well because of that beautiful ace. And despite being the stage, she's the one actually shutting them down in B side respectively. Meitsu as well, she kind of popped off in the later parts of the game, especially in the defender side, and really gave a lot of space for the team here. However, we are seeing some plays from Hero Zero as well. They kind of have a bit of a trouble in closing up or getting those post plans correct, but still they managed to get some jobs done, at least with the first with the 7 rounds that they have accumulated. So here we do see the beautiful prioritization from Nemo. Cute, it is cute earlier, but then again, as we've mentioned time and time again, it's the round count that is quite important here and the deciding factor for each series. So FUMA Gaming was able to literally climb their way in towards game number 2 to reset everything, because you've mentioned it, Sleepy, we will be having someone to say goodbye here, at least on this lower bracket. So it's just understandable that we can, have this game 1 and 2 to be won out by both of the teams. But we'll be finding out who gets to advance and who gets to end at least their tournament journey for Open 1 for today when we come back after a quick break.
We did say we were gonna nullify the jinx by each taking a stand on each map, and it was proven that we are now heading into map number 3 in this first matchup between Hero Zero KDA versus FUMA Gaming. Back with me, Sleepy, of course, and Zara. We are gonna be your casters for tonight, and this map 3. This is going to be a decider. It's Bind. And Bind is also one of the fun maps, I think, on Valorant. And honestly, I prefer Bind over such like Ascent. You know, maps like Ascent are just... it gets dry sometimes. Yeah. So Bind is something I would love to see. And we are going to be seeing Bind. And I'm not sure if we've seen FUMA and Hero Zero KDA play this map. And I think Bind, at least for FUMA Gaming, was okay because they did pretty well against Alter Ego Celeste. But I'm not sure about Hero Zero KDA since we've seen them play, just not on this map. So it's going to be a tight map for this series.
Exactly here, and of course, it's been a while since I've seen a Bind, map. Simply because a lot of our teams prefer using the likes of, again, as you mentioned, Icebox, Ascent, Haven, or even bigger maps like Breeze or the newer ones, which is Fracture. You don't really get to see Bind or Split in the highlights as much, but I guess I can say Bind can be one of the it's a blessing or a curse kind of map, you know.
Right.
So it's just up to the teams if which side are they going to really force their way in towards that fact. So right now we're gonna head on to the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Right now we are going in towards Bind here. Interesting take for the side of Hero Zero taking the KO and a Raze. We're not seeing a Jet for Hero Zero KDA at the moment, and double smoker composition or double controller for the side of HZ. This is an interesting shakeup of agent selection. What do you think about it, Sleepy?
I think the KO is interesting, to say the least. We don't really see KO that often on this map. I know it can work, but it's really that niche setups that you can do with the KO, with the pop flashes. We know how Skylys can do very well with her flash drives, but this time it's going to be Chatteray's on the KO. So I don't know if she has the same kind of flash drives that Skylys does, but I'm sure she will know how to play that agent here. What is interesting for me as well is the Brimstone pickup by FUMA Gaming. And of course, with a double duelist setup with the Jet and Raze versus the solo Raze on Hero Zero KDA, I think the entry potential on FUMA Gaming is like powered up. It's multiplied by a factor of 2 because there are 2 duelists now. So that is some quick maths for you. And with that, we're gonna go enter the map number 3, Bind, between Hero Zero KDA and FUMA Gaming. I think this is going to be a fun one, especially with the interesting lineup we're seeing on the side of Hero Zero KDA. So only... wait, there's no Viper on FUMA, my bad. I thought FUMA Gaming was also going into this map with a Viper, but no, they chose Brimstone, the solo lord from the United States. This guy is going to be able to bring victory to FUMA if we can see some good post plans. I want to see some good mollies coming out of Aceling, so we'll see if that's going to happen.
We'll see indeed, but right now we'll start it off with the boom bot coming in from Nemo is cute and some sprays through and through. Probably Chatteray's will enter with a flash, to say the least, but a suppression is also quite handy. That's gonna be the paint shells. Not gonna get some HP down, to say the least, but I'm liking the patience coming from both Iceling and Hakane towards Hookah. So right now, no one's actually guarding B long, so they're letting them inside here. And meanwhile, we see Naphoria trying to deny some potential flanks or someone to peek from lamps. Let's just see if it works for them. They still have 50 seconds to spare on the clock, so they have the chance to re-rotate if ever need possible.
Yeah, I just noticed the Killjoy as well. This is an interesting agent to play and find, and that suppression will not be working out very well for them. The turret will still be active, but it doesn't matter because there's a wall active on the bomb side And with that, the spike is planted. A 5v5 retake is initiated. Control is very nice on U-Haul, and that right click by Kimi is not helping the case for Hero Zero. So now it's a 4v5. The post plan is kind of awkward because look at their positions. They were so huddled up towards the side, but they are somehow making it work with the crossfire. Akane will take one. Ayera will trade away, and Aisling left in 1v2 will not make it work with that right click classic on Sky Elise. And with that, I thought it was going to be a harder post plan for Hero Zero because they were all on the side and there was no effective crossfire, but somehow they were all winning their duels. And I guess you win duels in a shooting game, you win the round.
Simply because as well you have to consider that although Hero Zero was, as you say, cuddled up in towards A side, the fact that FUMA Gaming's response was to peek one by one is not your best scenario. Because, okay, sure, they are grouped together, but they have the man advantage. They have the double peek advantage here, I dare say. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they were able to capitalize on that scenario. That's when you change shell. They will be going for the push. Nemo is cute. Will take one. Iceling for the trade. I guess an extra Spectre as well to hand. But take note that Naphoria is also there from the smoke. Takes Iceling down. So now B side is quite open with only Kamiyu in towards
One
Tin Can,
enemy
is going to
remaining.
double peek by 3. Chaturez takes a double in the process, and now the stars. Let's see if it does align
Spike
here
planted.
for ZE, because Meitsu may have a difficulty in clutching this out, considering the crossfires are there. They're both guarding the likes of Tin Can and the elbow as well. So her entry point has to be a bit mobile. And I guess with Tria doesn't have any satchels to work with, she's gonna go down here. The corner zincs it, but
Ooh.
Sky Elise is there to clean it up.
I love how she was trying to make it work with that corner check, but she flicked away at the very last second, and so she didn't manage to kill off that one player she needed to kill. And yeah, it was hard. 1v3, no satchels. What can you do as a raise? It was one very narrow entry point from Puka. So a good try, I guess. 2 down on Hero Zero's side. And so I guess that is some economic damage. But now look at the Vandals brandished by the side of FUMA Gaming. This is going to be a nightmare for Hero Zero if they don't know how to close the range between the two teams. But guessing from how they've been playing the rounds, I think Hero Zero knows how to take control of Garden, take control of Hookah, and then execute. And that will help them in terms of the guns they have, because if they decide to take long-range engagements, I think they're going to lose straight out. But if they decide to close the range between them with smokes, with satchels, with mobility, then it might work. And look at this. This flank, it's actually very good by Naphoria, but they do expect this. Akane is looking at the right place, but almost getting headshotted, and Naphoria will survive 4 now. But of course, again, like I said, long-range engagements not the best thing to do on this round. And with that one player down, it's a 4v5, and it's going to be a very tough one for 0 to
Party's
try
over.
and secure, especially again with the gun advantage.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, and just like that, they were able to find their prey here for the side of FUMA Gaming. With the corner, was able to take one, but will be double peeked by Iceling and Kamiyu. And they were able to really hold their grounds here, preventing any gap, at least another point from Hero Zero. So it did, get that difference from FUMA Gaming as they were able to acquire their rifles at play. So this is going to be a Hero Zero early timeout. This is quite interesting. I feel like they have a strategy that they need to discuss at a longer term, because I think this is not just them talking about what they'll do for the next round. I think this is what they'll do for the upcoming rounds if ever things don't really go their way. So this is an interesting call for it, since usually you'd want to see it in the mid game, or at least if one of them has like 6 points already and them being on a disadvantage. But they may have a reason for this, and could this timeout be also the reset that they needed, just so that they can capitalize more on the current 1 point advantage that they have.
Yeah, you saying it makes it sound a little absurd. The 1 point advantage. Yeah, it's only 2-1, and then they call a timeout. So what is
Yeah.
there to discuss? There isn't that much to discuss.
Mm.
So yeah, I would love to see them just play it out until like round 6 or 7, and then take a timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll see if there's any effect to this. We'll see if Hero Zero can secure this third round after
Whoa.
losing the bonus.
I just
What was that?
observed now into
Hmm.
when our amazing directors from the back end, have that scoreline.
Yeah.
Most of our teams had this 4-2-1, and is now became the 5th kill for Sky Elite. So this is I and Kimmy as well with the trade overall. This is something. They were able to be in sync in terms of their kills for a moment back there. Gonna be
Yeah.
a spike plant from HZE finally getting a spike. Now the post plant is a matter of question whether they can be able to do this without missing the west.
kill my ally.
And oh, no way. That Molly did not just work like that. Aisling found a kill with the Molly. Kimmy will try and secure a kill towards that area outside Garden, but will be met with Phantom straight out. And now the attempt on the defuse will be inside the prison. Unfortunately.
Last player standing.
2, 3, 4 players trying to spam through smokes. And of course, each spam will find a headshot for Hero Zero. And yes, I guess that tactical timeout made it work for them. Zaya?
It did, and a bit of an anticlimactic death for Chatteray's
I'm
back
glad
there,
to be
but still it made things work, and just like that, it was an interesting way on entering the site. But again, I will quote you on this. If it works, then why not, right? Exactly. So here we're seeing some lineups being placed by I am Kimmy from B site, maybe trying to prevent any more pushes from coming in a bit early. Liking the wall bang right there just to see if anyone's in the area, because if you notice on the previous rounds, they were here, but now they left Hoka alone, maybe because they want to take it a bit passively this time. That's not sure if it's detected one, but pretty sure it's detected. It's beautiful satchel from Nemo is there as well. IMP will be using the lockdown. Neforia, however, will be taking a kill of her own. They're not pushing this time around as Camu takes Neforia down. But they are out of range, and they ran all the way from spawn. But I still was able to spawn her out. That's his TP
enemy
but
remaining.
there still manages to get the shots done. It connected, and now we do see a 1 versus 2. They already know that Chatteray's is in B long. They can just double peek this because the spike is in their area.
Oh, no.
How can Chatteray's do this at this point? Is she going
30
to?
seconds left.
Is she gonna commit? Is she gonna take the risk?
I think she might. She does have some utilities left. She does have a 0 point. Try and pop the flash now. Not gonna find
she
anything.
blocked herself.
Yeah, she flashed herself. The knife is not gonna detect anyone. Now she should know that the 2 players remaining are towards defender spawn, and the double swing is gonna work for Kamiyu. Not even gonna need Aisling to help her out with that headshot. So that was a bit of an awkward run. It was a good idea, honestly. I was liking how Hero Zero was trying to adapt and rotate towards A from defender spawn area. But unfortunately for them, she got caught out. You know, the Astra there was found by Aisling trying to run and smuggle the spike away from the site. And in the end, it was a 1v2. It was too hard. And unfortunately for Chatteray's, her utilities were on the right places. So it didn't work out in the end. So now we have a very close match at hand. So yeah, it's the third
Indeed.
map. It's a 3-2 scoreline and an eco round for Hero Zero, which means this might very well go to 3-3. And so we have a very, very even matchup between these two very strong teams. I don't know where to call or where this game might lead to for now. All I can say is that this utility usage on the side of FUMA has been pretty good. Aisling got a kill with a molly, right? And the smokes they've been using to deny the entry, or at least make it harder for them to entry, was also on point. And I'm not saying that it's not good for Hero Zero. Look at the Look at the satchel on Nemo is cute. Always finding a kill towards the side, but it's
Mhm.
that closing of the round that matters now. It's good that you can always find an entry, but you also have to play the post plant well. And unfortunately for them, it didn't work out the last round because they didn't even get a chance to plant the spike because I'm Kimi so proactive with that lockdown. It was such a perfect timing on her side. So I'm loving it. It's been a
Mhm.
pretty good run so far.
Exactly. Now it kind of remembered me at the back of my head. Fuma Gaming has been very much from a familiar name, at least for
Mm.
me. Only to remember that. I mean, unconsciously, I just remembered now that I was able to witness them in some other tournaments
Oh.
as well. So if my memory juggles me, correctly, right now, they have the tendency to at least tone down a bit in the early stages of the round of the game, and then
Mm.
suddenly pops off if given the opportunity for that said momentum. So right now, Fuma Gaming was able to at least get the best out of the opportunities that are open for them whenever there is some misplays that are happening between from Hero Zero. So because right now we're looking at this as we wait for the technical pause, they have rifles with an extra specter to work with Hakane, and sheriffs judge to for the weaponry to Hero Zero. Expecting this on the weapons alone may go in favor of Fuma Gaming, but then again, Hero Zero, as I have observed at least from yesterday's matches, they have been very much precise with their headshots. So if they can just utilize it to its fullest extent, knowing that basically a sheriff, you really want that headshots to be as
Yeah.
accurate as possible, right? This is the best gun for it.
Yeah.
So if they are going to really get that as their objective, then this could be a thrifty. But we still not going to discard the fact that Fuma Gaming has number one better weaponry in this specific
Yeah.
round, and number two, they have utilities. They have ults from Kamiyu and Hakane ready, like for any time usage. So you gotta have that factors going on for Hero Zero at the moment. So looking at their lineup from the minimap, at least they are eyeing out towards A here for the side of our attackers. Meanwhile, for Fuma Gaming, liking it how they're not neglecting still the other sites, because this has happened from earlier, right? I think it was Hero Zero,
Mm.
that kind of took the risk of stacking a site, but it kind of took the cost of another site being vulnerably open. So
Yeah.
I like it that that Fuma Gaming just considered that fact in here in towards buy.
Nemo's kid has got a showstopper, so maybe if she spots the opportunity, like right now, she's just gonna satchel
Oh!
in so early with that pull
Early.
combination. Not gonna find anyone. Instead, Aisling on top of that area there will try and bring them the advantage. Did find it. Now we are gonna see a 4v5 with only sheriffs and a judge. This is tough to say the least, and they're stuck now. They're stuck in showers. They're stuck at A short. They're not even gonna try and build presence towards B, and I think they're just gonna be better off farming ultimate orbs for at least a revive, and maybe in the next 2-3 rounds for Skylise. And I think that seems to be the one thing they're doing. Just gonna try and take control of B long, take the orb, and then maybe try to entry towards B because at least it's a closer range or distance between the garden and Hookah towards the side. And Meitsu kind of caught in a daydream just now, not being able to respond swiftly towards that Hookah peak. And the flash is good, and of course with the push of a judge and a showstopper, this might be the
seconds left.
thing that's gonna make it happen for Hero Zero. Yes, Nemo's kid did take herself down. And this Hunter's Fury is gonna deny the plant as much as possible, but that is such a close range. It's so hard to adjust the Hunter's
Planted.
Fury to get a kill. And now it's a 3v3 all of a sudden, and the drone is gonna try and help this retake happen easily. This bang, this wall bang is gonna be good for one. And the utility usage, the swing is good for Amkimi, and Hakane also chimes in with a Spectre kill. And that is one more flawless retake. And as we said, it's now 3-3.
you could literally say that was an attempt of a Sudoku squad, you know, here for the side of Nemo is good. I don't want to say the word, you know, because it's gonna trigger warning or anything, but you know, the Sudoku squad kind of worked here. Let's look at that quick replay. As you mentioned, the judge entry coming in, beautiful, and then that's a showstopper that took 2, including thyself, But the wall bang, the bang bang, as you mentioned, really worked wonders for Ian Kimi and her team to really falter Hero Zero in towards that post-plant situation. I mentioned it as well earlier that again, because of that positioning, it kind of went into the favor of FUMA Gaming. This is gonna be a cosmic divide from the likes of Aira. But Iceling in the gang with the spam in the smoke is able to put these down. That's gonna be the Viper's pit, and Kami will be taking Aira's out in the process, but the spike is down. Post-plant position, but look at the emote he takes to make it a third. No! Iceland for the shutdown, spots out Naphoria to get a third of her own, and by that, Sleepy was able to
Not the
turn
boom you hoped
forward.
for.
Wow. I don't know what happened there. That was amazing. That was a bit chaotic to say the least. And I guess that was such a great attempt by Nemo is cute, don't you think? Like 3 kills so quickly, subsequently one atop the other. It was a great attempt, and I think the fast-paced entry for Hero Zero has been working pretty well. So I would love to see more of that. And I'm just hoping that at the same time, FUMA Gaming will know how to handle those fast executes, because it seemed that they were going to let go of the side since the beginning, and they did try and deny the plant once or twice, and they did find some kills, and now you see the B-Long jiggle trying to spot some enemies on the Kimi side. Oh, and that turret actually acted as a CCTV, finding some information towards B-Long. And the map control on the A shower side is also perfect. And if they walk into Camille's crosshair, there's going to be a death. And there you go.
Am I alive?
Yes, you are. Welcome
I
back.
have committed Sudoku as well. But now, I mean, you kind of called it. The paint shelf is going to take Kimi down. To her demise is going to be another spike plant here. Notice how Hero Zero is just taking B site over. We didn't really see a successful A take from them, so I guess they're just capitalizing on the advantage here, to say the least. But FUMA Gaming already crawling up towards elbow. Let's see if it works. That's going to be a showstopper. Bit of a dash to bait it out. Meitu gets one. Hakane with the kill of road. That's a good defuse. Double peeking it. Aira gets 1 to be shut down with an up by Camille.
Yeah, that was perfectly played. Again, the utility usage is on, but that was a missed molly on the side of the brimstone, but it doesn't matter because in the end, the flash was good though by Shadow Rays, but the dash away and then the, I guess, very prompt showstopper response was also good. Like here you see Meisu just trying to shoot it out and just saying, oh, whatever, I'll just press this left click button and hopefully get a kill, and she did. And that made it just that much easier for them to retake. And now, atop this post on A short, I think Camille is going to make a very nice use of her operator. Another kill yet again for Camille. This is so perfect by her. If we see her continuously getting kills with the operator like this, oh, whipping it this time, but actually re-peeking and getting Shatter Rays through the wall. And yeah, if you have an operator player like this, defending is such a breeze.
I have the spike.
Indeed, but unfortunately we're not in Breeze right now, Sleepy. But it worked well in Bind, in the farther deserts of Valorant in general. So let's see. So far, they have been, denying entry from Hero Zero KDA at the moment. Notice how they're having a hard time in really, getting these kills and planting the spike with much prowess. So because of the gun difference as well, this could be an influence to how they perform. That's going to be a Molly. We'll be spotting out Naphoria. That's not going to get her, but takes a jiggle peek takes down Euphoria Sky, at least for the trade with the
30
Sheriff.
seconds left.
Goes in
One
towards
enemy remaining.
Tin Can, shuts down the Sage in the process. That's
Scanning
the
ahead.
recon bolt. Gets the gun out perfectly preempt, but
Oh
the
my
timing, could it be? To whom it doesn't go to, but Hakane with a little ring around Rosie still spots out Aira. And the process, knowing that the spike is there, quickly turns out and cleans up the round.
Yeah, the timing is so fun to watch. Because we have the perspective, right? We know it's a timing thing. But for them, like here, if Hakane went down to Aira there, I think she would have been really pissed and might have played into the mentality of the team a little bit. But thankfully not. And even if she was taken down, there was Camille there already anyway. So it was not a scenario where it was going to be a win for Aira in the end. And now, very active control by the defender's side. And oh no, Mitsu with her shots, finally getting a headshot. And the Spain Shell might be able to take her down. Ooh, down to 3 HP, but still alive nonetheless. The revive came through from Skyleys, and now it's still an even 5v5, but with a note of Meitsu being low on 3 HP. So I think this is one of those rounds that's very doable, especially now that they have taken control of Hookah and Belong, and with these two map areas taken control of, they can enter the side very easily, especially when the defending player on the side is the one with 3 HP. So should be around for 0-0 here.
Oh, beautiful attempt for Nemo there, but the showstopper's not going to connect to anyone, to say the least. So they will be going on full-on retake. But Meitsu, however, with only a slimmer of health, is still alive. I guess that was from the showstopper at all from Nemo. It's cute. So that's gonna shove away Aira to reposition. Beautiful Molly there, and Kamiyu combo. It's gonna be another one though. Misses a bit, but Nemo's cute. Goes for the push, takes a double before Iceling will get a double for herself. Now for the shutdown, but Hakane from elbow cleans it up, not getting that post plant position well for the side of 0-0. And right now, 7-3. Oh my, Sleepy. What an interesting turn of events, because you mentioned from before that 0-0 did quite pretty efficient in towards bind, but right now FUMA Gaming is just, you know, setting up, or actually trying as well their best to, you know, really get that advantage.
Oh wait, I love how the Brimstone Aisling just sprayed when she was blinded and got 2 in the process. I don't think she meant to do that, but it worked out in the end anyway. So that was perfect for FUMA Gaming. So yeah, I agree. This is not looking like a 0-0 map. At this point, 7-3 is a very convincing score for the side of FUMA Gaming. But at least now they're defending, so maybe it is to be expected that with this, well, actually, no, never mind. They are on the defending side with 2 duelists. I can't wait to see them on the attack then, because, but on the flip side, of course, with the lineup with more utilities, with Sage, KO, Astra, and Viper, I think there will be some advantages coming the way of 0-0 later on the second round. But now they have to enter with 1 duelist. Very nice satchels again. Nemo is queued, never fails with her satchels. Will get the entry once again, but does she expect Camille here? No? Wait, what? Camille, what are you looking at? I don't think you should be daydreaming in the middle of a gunfight. Well, finally, Nemo's queued is taken down, but I think it's a little too late, no?
We do see bind as somewhat of a summery autumn feels, you know, so you can't really blame the daydreaming here, but I can't blame you as well for saying that fact. So we're in the post-plant situation. This time, it may look good for 0-0 at the moment. That's going to be a quick flash there, trying to deny it. Let's see if the double peaks are going to come out. Chaterays will be smoking that spray in the smoke. Gets 1, make it another beautiful after the reload. And Aira to get that secure kill from this round, gets their
Last
4th
round
point.
before the switch.
So, you know, I'm starting to think that we're kind of going back to 8-4, you know, a bit. But again, I can be corrected. 0-0 can get the 5th point here on the last round, but a timeout, a crucial timeout from FUMA is being called here. This is interesting for them at least. And I guess they really do want to secure that 8th point here. So they're
Yeah.
trying to mess with the current momentum that Hero Zero suddenly, was able to take from the previous round.
I was just thinking, trying to call back. Was there ever a 9-3 in the series we've casted since
No.
yesterday?
No.
No?
More on 8-4s and
8-4s and 7-5s,
Yes.
right? And maybe
Yes.
6-6, but no 9-3 so far.
No
And I don't think we're
9-3s.
getting it. Well, we're not getting it right
I'm
now.
not
for
gonna
sure.
expect anymore, my guy.
But it's great then, because there's no more of those 9-3 curse, 9-3
Yes.
curse Chad in
exactly.
the chat.
Exactly.
So I'm glad. So now we can just focus on the rounds.
Yes.
And let's see here. 2 ultimates, I think, is about to be ready on the side of Hero Zero. We see Nemo's queued with the Showstopper, Aira with the Cosmic Divide. They're going to be able to make use of that. And it's a little bit hard for FUMA here because they have 0 ultimates. And they're still quite a distance away. 2 orbs for Aisling, 3 for Meitsu. It's not going to be in play for this round. So I love how they played the timeout, though, because they do know they have 2 timeouts. They can make use of one here and see if they can make use more later on the second half. But that aggressive control towards B is very interesting. And I don't know if it's very efficient for the Jet to be watching B long, since Raze, Meitsu is already taking control of that, and therefore the reposition is on. And now the execute towards A once more with the ultimate. Ooh, some chip damage there. And through the smoke kill by Aisling. With a Showstopper though, Nemo is going to be finding 1 kill. And traded away again by Hakane. The flank watch is good. Euphoria will find 1. And now the chaotic sequence is going to be seen towards U-Haul with a splash incoming from Shatterrace. Shatterrace is splashing someone in the drone. Why are you droning in that? And she still somehow survives. I have no idea what's going on right now. Hakane surviving a very awkward drone position. And the spike is not even planted so far.
30 seconds
Believe survives. Starstruck for the side of FUMA Gaming at the moment. And
Enemy
Hakane
remaining.
was very close earlier, but Naforia finally shuts her down towards Lamp. But at least Kamiyu has an idea to where she is, and maybe she could just wait for this, plant to be, for the spike to be planted, because the spike
10
is
seconds
in
left.
her sights. And quickly snipes out Naforia to her demise. And just like that,
Switching
Sleepy,
sides.
an 8-4 once again. Here we go again, and I'm looking forward for this next half. What's
is
with
this
that? What's with that?
What is this 8-4 that we're seeing so often? What is it with 8-4? Did you bring this with you, Zia?
Oh,
Did you
no,
bring
I
this over
don't.
from before? No?
I guess it's
Okay.
natural for our players,
Okay.
my guy. But disregarding the score lines, it's as if there's a sudden switch that turned on for FUMA Gaming to just get their game sense on, and the mastery as well for Bind. Notice how they didn't neglect any corners as well whenever they tried to defend the sides or go for those potential flanks. In which case, Hero Zero was unfortunately weren't able to do. At the moment, that's going to be 3, but Chateraze gets that trade before Meitsu could get anything more than 1. So they teleported their way towards A. Aira is already, having her crossfires there. The wall will give them some amount of stealth, but the pull is, gonna take Kamiyu in a bit, but will be dashing in through the snow, but not snow, more like a desert. But here still gets that jiggle peek on and takes Aira down. Spots out Naforia from Lance, and now gonna greet her there with a right click. Beautifully done right there. And Chaterace for a trade from A Short gets 1. Can use the flash though, but the suppress is gonna happen anyway, so that should be information now, Sleepy.
With that wall, they're going to try and isolate the 2 players towards U-Haul, but it doesn't matter because they can just run away from the other side.
Yes.
And now it's still a 2v3. They do have a Molly on Chaterace's side, but what can she do with it? Skylise, though, will find a kill. 2v2. Molly's finally thrown out, but the frenzy is good. Chaterace will be able to find 1, but somehow there's a bit of a misplay, I think, on Kamiyu's side, updrafting towards top truck. And with that, Chaterace she heard her updrafting towards that top truck, and with that, Chateraise will be able to clutch out the 1v2. So I thought it was not doable at first, but with the movements on the side of Hero Zero, it was great. I guess the wall kind of worked because it forced the players from FUMA to move towards outside U-Haul, and this gives them a bit of a worry-free move towards triple because then they can only appear from backside. So yeah, I guess it worked. I'm sorry for dishing the wall there.
Indeed, because again, that wall at least narrowed down the options
Yes,
for FUMA
exactly.
Gaming to get a turnaround or get a more better angle. So right now it's looking pretty good, at least for Hero Zero. And notice how there's only pistols and shorties to work with for the side of Fuma Gaming. They want to save so that the third round can be, a bit of a more proper take for them in terms of weapons. So that's going to be a peak. Beautiful one tap
Ow.
from Meitsu right there. And unfortunately, Naforio wasn't able to react to that. So I think Meitsu was able to sense that Aira is there in the process by getting that pink shells done. Screaming it out. That's going to be double peak. But Iceland still gets the kill in the process. Nemo is cute
planted.
from the behind, was able to refrag her fallen comrade. We do see, however, swarm grenades will be delaying a bit of the repositioning from Nemo is cute. So again, the
love
shorty is possible, but misses
Player
its
standing.
shots,
No.
and Chateraise takes advantage of that. Quite a questionable
One enemy
feat,
standing.
however, but Kamyu takes one, not gonna be another, as
Like
Nemo
you
is
could
cute,
stop
shuts
me.
her down, getting their 6th point.
Okay, that was a bit of an awkward shot by our
Exactly.
dear friend Killjoy. I'm Kimi. If she stayed calm there, I think she would have gotten a free kill because the flash would have run out and she would have been able to shoot with a very nice crosshair placement. But regardless, it was a win. And I mean, nice attempt. She knew it was a rushed attempt there because the spike was already being diffused. 1v2, she needed to take care of the one player that's not diffusing and then take care of the diffuser. So I understand why that she needed to dash out like that. So regardless, Hero Zero is trying to recover into the series. 6-8, very close game indeed. We did predict that, right? It was going to be a
Yes.
close game on this third and decider map. Once again, we're going to see an entry by Kamiyu. This lady has been pretty damn effective with the entries, and she doesn't have a dash now, but it doesn't matter, I think, because with the smokes on Brimstone, I think they can just enter the side freely. Now we're gonna see if they can defend this post plant, because otherwise they might have to try and recover from a back foot situation. We'll see.
Exactly, so this is going to be the spike planted. Icy is going to be flashed as well as Chateraise with the push. Aira will get another, and Chateraise with that reaction speed from KO. Their defense, they're playing it in a style
Oh my god.
offensively, and that is an interesting take on the defensive side. So right
Yeah.
now, just like that, you mentioned it earlier, this is a close fight, and just one more point, we're gonna be back to tiebreaker. So look at this quick replay. Chateraise gets one
man.
and was able to get that reload done as well. And the swarm grenade without the utilities pinned her down completely. I am Kimmy didn't really have much to do, or wasn't able to do much at that point, since she was surrounded and it was triple peaked. You can't really have any response to
You
that
can't, you
manpower.
The thing about just dishing out all your utilities at one go is rarely working out for you. But that one time she did, Chateraise just flashed, swung and killed one, and then pulled out a grenade, and then killed another one. I think that was just insanely perfect timing on Chateraise. So perfect retake. To be honest, that was interesting to see, and even more interesting was the fact that they lost a player early in the round and then made the 4v5 work. And I don't know what went wrong, to be honest, on the Hero Zero side, because they were planting the spike. They got a chance to reposition to get better crossfires, but I guess Chateraise and her flashes, they just isolated one player from another and just killed them one by one. Because there was actually a crossfire happening, right, between default and bench, but the flash just made that bad, and
Get out of
it
my
worked
way.
towards Hero Zero's side. So now let's see Hookah being taken by Sheriffs and a Spectre. They will have to face a wall. Ooh, Blade Stroke, nice kill by Kamiyu. Traded away immediately. And this, again, caught in a daydream. There's a lot of that today, huh? I don't know why there's a lot of
I think
daydreaming happening.
I think it's because okay, both of them were able to get a game respectively, and I did mention this before we start. It's also the stamina and basically the mental capabilities, and I think FUMA Gaming is a bit toned down in that aspect, because if you notice, there were some shots that could have been theirs, but because of a bit of an idle thing happened, it just went the opposite direction. So it was demonstrated from earlier as well. So look at this. There was a heal gonna come from Sky Elise here in the process. It's gonna be a teleport for both sides, and just a quick utility usage from them is already commendable enough. It's gonna be the pain shells to damage them through, and Nemo is cute, just capitalizing that reposition. Sky Elise to finish it off. Really well done for the side of Hero Zero, and just like that, they were able to tie up our scoreboard. A first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first 8-8. So they didn't care. They knew the TP came through, and immediately they smoked off Hookah, and then they just swung towards the side and killed everyone from the attacker's side. And another timeout on Hero Zero's side. Dude, all these timeouts are very interesting to me. They are very weirdly strategically placed, like in between wins and in between early rounds. And sure, I guess timeouts can be a way for you to plan a round ahead. Like this round, for example, there are guns now on the side of FUMA Gaming. So they do have to take note as well that they have a lockdown and also an orbital strike. And on the side of Hero Zero, they do have a null command. So if they want to deny these ultimates when they're entering a bomb site, that can also work, right? So let's see if FUMA Gaming can make use of this orbital strike and lockdown. The thing is, Killjoy on Bind as an attacker is so awkward because all the sites are so big. So where do you even place this lockdown? That's always been a question that people ask, and I honestly don't really know. I don't have a perfect answer for that. So let's just see how I Am Kimi is going to make use of that ultimate.
Exactly. So it's a situational thing on when to use a Killjoy's ult, right? Sometimes, especially, let's just look at it in the case of FUMA Gaming. Usually, lockdown is used in post plants just so that they can delay the retake capabilities of the defenders, right? But sometimes it's also used at the very start so that they can entry. So it's basically up to FUMA Gaming on how they're going to place their timing, because there are pros and cons to it. So let's start it with if they use it early, they have to capitalize that timeline where the lockdown is active for them to take control of the site. But there is also the possibility of Hero Zero KDA just pushing through the ult with no fear of being detained, right? So the next option would be basically the Killjoy's ult to be used in post plans. Again, there's still the option of them pushing through this, so that despite being detained, so long as they get their kills. So they gotta have their kits and utilities placed as well, or thrown at the most impeccable time for them. So there are a lot of factors, and that's in the lockdown alone. What more with the ult that's coming in from Iceling, the orbital strike. And to take note, we do have Chatteray's ult as well to deny that usage. So there's a lot of factors here that needs to be well thought of. But at least into the minimap that I am seeing right now, this is quite interesting for FUMA Gaming. They've been trying a site. They haven't really get that much success in here, even on B side. So I think because Hero Zero plays this defender sided on their side quite offensively, maybe they can just delay the push a bit. Maybe that can make a change.
Yeah, I would love to see some patience from the side of FUMA, just holding still until they find a kill from players pushing out of, I guess, impatience from the side of Hero Zero, instead of, just forcing their way into a side and being met by utilities like Showstopper, Slow Orbs, and Walls, just like the one we're seeing. And Orbital Strike is made use right now. And that is U-Haul clear, but they now have to take care of showers there, where there are 3 Hero Zero players waiting. And with that, there's only 2 remaining. That's a great headshot, a great entry to say the least. And maybe this is the time for Kimmy to use her lockdown. And there you go. Oh my goodness. And another kill just went through Hakane. Skylee's very nice recovery, and Euphoria finds a kill as well. And the recovery is complete with that resurrection. It's still a 3v2, even after Kimmy took down Euphoria. So now it is still favorable for Hero Zero.
Indeed, they're rotating all the way towards B, but Nemo is cute is also on her way there. Gets the spike down, not open for B long, so I assume that they're gonna utilize the hookah plays, but they have to be careful though, because the angles, they have to consider that at the moment. Yeah, they're gonna meet here, they're gonna have a rendezvous soon, but inside the smoke gets one, not another, the rebound! Good Shatter Race takes advantage of that, will be spotting out one, but the headshot from Icing, not the headshot, but the tap rather, but Nemo is cute, gets Icing with the pink shell, and gets their 9 point! What?
No way.
What?
The number of plot twists in just one round is insane. Dude, I don't know how to narrate that round. It was amazingly performed by the side of FUMA with the entries, and Skylee's just decided to kill 2 and revive, and then made it an even 3v3. And then it made it into a 3v2 because there was only 2 attackers remaining. And then this defuse, I thought it was going to be a little tough because Ace knows exactly where she was, but the paint shells, it just made it work. So now an early push, and the Showstopper's gonna find 2. No, it's actually only gonna find 1 because it was a little late for her to pull that ultimate out. So at least she gets 1, gets traded away. Hunter's Fury is gonna get popped. The dash show from Kamiyu is not gonna work out in her favor. Skylee's finds her head, and Hakane will finally trade her away with the Hunter's Fury. But oh my god, what an explosive start to the round. And now it's a 3v3, slowing down a little bit and seeing how FUMA Gaming is going to regroup towards A. I think this is in their favor because only Ayera, with only 70 HP remaining, she's the solo defender of the site.
Both of our teams are literally striving, fighting their best for this spot. You can really tell this is the closest fight that we have seen ever since yesterday. So even in match number 1 and 2, this is the closest fight that we'll ever get. And as you mentioned it, Hakane will abuse that fact where Aira's, kind of tapped and, now really in a perfect health. So right now, this is going to be another post-plant situation. Noticing how FUMA Gaming is having a bit of a tough situation with the post-plants here. But this time, with the man advantage, they can, capitalize here. But take note, though, Hakane is in a less than half HP. So if Iceling works this double peek out, that's going to be one I am kicking for a trade of her own. Beautiful, because the double peek potentials are there. And it ties once again our board. And it's not even overtime yet.
It's not, but it feels like it because it's been 8-8 and now it's 9-9. It's 9-9, if you know what I mean. So anyway, there is that factor where there is a bit of an impatience going on for Hero Zero KDA. I saw 2 flashes, if I was not mistaken, on the side of Chateau's, and she did not use them to try and maybe initiate a retake, get a free kill maybe, and then work out a 2v2. But yeah, she just tried and go in together, and now Kamiyu is going to abuse the fact that B-side is left only with 2 players. But the very beautiful spray by Nemo's Kid will find 2 at least. And so once again, bringing it down to an even 3v3.
Exactly. So I feel the shivers for both sides of the team here. It's very much a close fight, but that's going to be the swarm grenade here. They may try to deny the plant, but the plant is going to push through. I guess the swarm grenades didn't really reach their area, so that's going to be a quick peek right there for both sides. Uses the satchel. at least to divert a play. But look at that Toxin here. Oh, quite
Oh,
stuck
that's
for
so-
Nemo.
Last player
But
standing.
while they're having their 1v1 in here, was able to escape, but Neuphoria was able to judge her way in getting or taking down Meitsu. And just like that, 10 points this time for Hero
Yeah.
Zero. It's as if I'm watching a table tennis fight where the rally is on.
The rally is on. But Zaya, you have to take note of something that happened.
Of
If you
course.
notice, Mitsu had a showstopper ready. She popped it, and then she got suppressed. And so
Yes.
that ultimate just nullified.
It
Nothing
does.
was acquired by the use of that ultimate. So the
Mm-hmm.
retake was flawless because of that. And this 10-9 scoreline, like you said, it's a rally. It's insane. If FUMA Gaming wins this, it's officially a rally. And with
Oh.
this very early orbital strike commitment into the Viper spin with an entry kill. Oh,
Whoa.
Kamiyu getting a second one even. Finally getting traded by Aira, but once again, there's only one player remaining on the side, and oh no, she only has one bullet in the chamber. That is not how you want to end this
Spike
round.
down
2v2 still though. With that trade from Hakane, the lockdown will delay this retake attempt by Chateraise and Skyleaf, and they're finally gonna try and plant the spike with 2 players on the side of both teams. And Kimmy will take an aggressive peek. Again, the timing is always the factor here. And Chateraise will find the last player. Oh no, Kimmy
Oh, no.
trying to AD her way into a kill, but only one player remaining now. Hakane, what can you do in a 1v2? There's a wall to
the
try
wall
and
again.
wall her up. Oh my god, again. This is a win for Skyleaf. It is because of her impeccably placed barrier orbs. And once again, 11-9 for Hero Zero because of the utility usage.
I feel my bank splitting up because both of these teams are like, they're like very close. But we're starting to see a bit of an advantage point here for Hero Zero KDA, despite this beautiful entry coming in from
Yeah.
Kamiyu. The opening was very aggressive and
Spike
speedy
down,
at that.
player
But
standing.
again, I think one of the things that kind of faltered that off is Meitsu not having bullets with the frenzy, and that could have been
Yeah.
crucial. The story could have been different because in exchange of that, keeping Aira alive got her 3k for the team to have that time to fully rotate to A site. So now they're gonna try something different here, maybe try the similar aggression from A, but this time in B site. So using the drone to potentially get some intel inside Tin Can, but it was easily destroyed. Uses the paint shell. They may teleport themselves. There you go. Teleport
There
is
you go.
here. But they're gonna be greeted by Aira and Neuphoria, so they have to consider that as well.
And now it's not just the 2 of them, it's 3 people. Kamiyu, though, will try and find the entry with a Braidstorm. Not gonna find any, but thankfully Hakane is there to help her. Nemo is cute. Straight away, and it is an even 4v4 once again, but the teleport again will happen. And this time, there's nobody. Literally empty side because Meitsu has been there for a long time. Revived. The angle is good. Meitsu will throw a paint shell to delay the attempt on the retake. Akane knows very well that there's one player waiting inside the TP room. And does she know that there's 2 though? No, she doesn't. Aira will take her way. Now a 3v2, 4v2 even because of that revive. This is going to be
One enemy
a very
remaining.
hard retake. No, post-play. The Spectre at hand. Skyleys will win that because the weapon advantage is on her side. Match points secured for Hero Zero. Oh my god. We're finally seeing a conclusion to the series. Zaya?
Match point.
Yes, this is really literally getting me off the edge of my seat at the moment. I have to, make my composure right. But Meitsu in this replay gets 1, but Iceling from the behind gets to trade for another. And you know what? I'm starting to commend Hero Zero KDA here because the
There.
fact that they are able to adapt to whatever speed or tempo that FUMA Gaming is giving them. It's really it's something that you learn in the process. And knowing that Hero Zero is, you know, quite a newer or a fresh name in towards FSL, they're really, you know, stating something for their names here. So that's gonna be Satchel in from Matesiku. But let's see how FUMA Gaming responds to this adaptability that Hero Zero is already, you know, starting to acquire. So Iceling will be planting the spike once again towards B. They still don't know that Sky Elise is, you know, there in Hoka specifically. Iceling though takes Shadow Rays down, but the moment the smoke is gone, Sky Elise gets one. Kami as well takes Nemo is cute, but there are some bodies across the floor, but Camu still secures the kill in the same spot. I am Kimmy takes the cleanup and gets the 10th point, the double-digit point. So 2 more rounds. This could be our very first overtime, at least for 2022 FSL Open 1. Here, right here, you know, at Valorant Game Changers APAC series, you know, link. So let's see.
That's right. Let's
So,
see if
yeah.
overtime's gonna happen. We'll see that there is an attempt on the Hero Zero side now to, I guess, aggressively push a short together.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
saving.
with the numbers saving, but unfortunately for them, they did this once. Not gonna happen again. They are not gonna find anyone on A short because look at that, 4 players just running straight ahead towards the B side area where Sky Elise is waiting all on her lonesome, trying to fight off Camille and a Boombot. Not gonna work out very well. Camille trying aggressively. Oh, beautiful flick to find Nemo is cute inside the smoke. And with that, I think the round is pretty much over, and we'll see 11-12 on the scoreboard very, very soon.
Indeed. So right now, post-plan situation, they were able to dwindle down the manpower for Hero Zero by up to 2 only. So look at the swarm grenade, the amount of control that they're doing. That's gonna be a flash. So the big flash as well, but not gonna have a trade as the better gun still wins it out. And Matsu just utilized that that corner in which Camu also used on the previous round, and you know, took a double. And this is gonna be the replay. Beautiful surprise there on Hook. A little bit of a meet up there. What you do with me moment. And Matsu will just take that double and gets that 11-12. Ooh, I'm quite thrilled about this because okay, this is the storyboard right now, Sleepy. So this is the last chance for Hero Zero to take it in a non-overtime win. And this is a chance for FUMA Gaming, the last chance for FUMA to take it to overtime. So
yes, but Neforia already opening this up with a kill on her own. And this Showstopper will find a kill, finally. So at least there's that. So the entry towards U-Haul is successful. And oh my god, this strat, they're gonna push towards defender spawn. Are they expecting this though? The one player does. Chancer Race will find a kill. Will be caught mid-utility usage. And with that, the entry is successful once more towards A, and then towards defender, and then B side. Wow, look at this, 2v2. Are they going to be able to close this out and take us to overtime, or they crumble in the face of 2 players towards the TP? She was not ready for that, and therefore, 2v1. Aisling does have a molly, does have the positional advantage, does have the lineup, but Neforia will take Aisling down in a very heart-wrenching last final conclusion. And with that, 13-11 is secured for Hero Zero, and Hero Zero will move on, and FUMA Gaming will unfortunately be the first team to be eliminated from the VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series, specifically in this FSL Open 1 playoffs.
Quite unfortunate, but you know what? They gave it their best. They actually, you know, really, you brought out a good fight, and it was really close to an overtime. And we did see some rally of rounds for both sides of the team. We didn't really get a quite good grasp on who is going to be advantageous at this point. It just goes to show that both of our teams have a certain amount of mastery in Vine. But you know what? Later we'll be we're getting to see how the scoreboards are gonna play. But man, that was one game a deciding game at that, and it was very close. And what way to end it, right? But Hero Zero KDA was able to triumph and still continue on their tournament journey. So let's look at the scoreboards real quick right here. Sleepy, we kind of predicted it 13-11, really close fight.
13-11, yeah. I think 13-11 is the perfect score to close the series. Nemo is skewed with her explosive entries in the first half and the retake. Nemo is skewed was just so good with her satchels, always finding kills with her utilities. And Aisling, as a support player, as a controller, she managed to get 25 kills. And this just shows how effective she is in finding and isolating these duels. With the help, of course, with the Camille entries. And now we also have the stats. 19k damage versus 15k. If you look at the stats, damage and headshot are won by FUMA Gaming. But you know what? Again and again, we'll say this without any boredom whatsoever. You'll always hear it from me. Numbers don't mean that much if it's not the score. So 13-11 is the final score. Congratulations once again to Hero Zero. It was a great series. I love how these two teams just fought it out at the end and not letting go of the game just like that. So we will get a chance to see what happened in that last map in just a few seconds, but I would just love to highlight how amazing the progress of VCT Game Changers has been. These players are less known in the last year, but today we get to witness how good they really are in person there, and I can't wait to see even more from them. Look at Nemo is cute. She's not even afraid to commit Sudoku, as you mentioned. If it means winning the round.
Yes, it does. I mean, anything under the sun, if it works, right? So, kind of candy cake right there as well. But Nemo was able to capitalize that with the 3K before getting shut down. Although we are seeing some great highlights from FUMA Gaming as well, getting those off shots on point. They also get those rounds as neatly, and they were advantageous from their first half, right? You got to take note of that.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that both FUMA Gaming and Hero Zero's defensive sides were quite in their favor. And right now, it just sort of happened in a time where Hero Zero, KDA, again, the adaptability that they were able to learn or acquire in this game number 3. And you have to commend their stamina as well. They didn't falter. They were unshaken, and they still really fought long and hard, and you know it paid off because their tournament journey is still continuing.
Yeah. What else can you do, right? If you're on the edge of getting eliminated, you fight with everything you've got because you don't want to sit out open one. You still have a fighting chance, and they took it. Hero Zero KDA did not let go of that chance, and they made it work in the end. So once again, congratulations to Hero Zero KDA for making it to the next phase in the lower bracket. It is a lower bracket run. It is gonna be tough. So I stamina will be a factor again, and it's not just about this specific series. It's about the whole tournament as a whole. So good luck, have fun to Hero Zero KDA. Very nice try again to our dear friends from FUMA Gaming. But of course, that is not the end of the day, guys. We still have one more match, and this match is something you've been looking forward to. Alter Ego Celeste will be facing up against Team SMG. A bit of a rivalry going on between the two teams. So, of course, I'll be excited to cast it with you and with Zaya. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back before we go and witness this amazing game. We'll see you soon.